faint. And the and then branches and made the every mount. Should I come no ever Isaiah Huma? Tia Edianang into Chemedia Sabacono. What's a wonder woman when it does so any fair resume or trade them Bonyan Kuponangas animono? What's a wabenya and what them for? No wabetu to say Anuma Kore. Wabenanti Rim Sarah, Wabenya Wading, Wabening, Ebetufa, na worry mrada. Wabenanti Wading Kongso. Say Bia Wanga Wadina Subato de, and Yadisa Ebiba Bada, Unyan Grupanga Semini. Mamina me yiso. Namise Wankasa Fashion Hunkran, no who say, Sanima Yakranwa. Who do you want to trade them when Yankupanga Sasuino? Ayadise. On Yankupon Basho so, and my name Abacosi. Montua ye numo. Takubreno, Simedia San Enum, and Abapa and Anopano in Tiaho. 97.9 and if a TV XYZ Sune. I see Dan Coma production team no. Technically produced by Desmond Sowa, Prince K, and of course Kelvin Asante. At the MCR level no. Peter Cranting, Abbas, Ralph, one when you know make sure say you live for TV so camera crew you know. Elvis Eshisha Hanum, Edmond Zuka Hubi. William Sefaka Hubi, and what make sure said you made in back also live at what TV so. Madam Masima Makwaba, Francis said to you, and Timuni Yantana, Popins and Open on Dubabo, Nasenia Medican can meeting the Acraco Fidako, Nasenia Mikano, and Ebuano Pano or Tri Epemusima Ediansa Papa at exactly 8:30 a.m. We'll be crossing over to UPSA Accra. A Honamuna team, no, Minianuma Wamunsu Ebutu Honamo. One of the NDC Youth Manifesto launch now, being led by the Youth Commander. The Youth Commander Pablo, and of course, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the President in waiting, and his able running mate, Professor Jenana Pokwajiman, Obe Mekisho said, and then near what the Bemakana Mebunga. And no better young in a sunti, and near my Bacosu Yadiamayano, and no sooner Betina. Not yet to buy a decision and I pay. And to the mintina, not be a combo casino, and Chacramabua Homanatum, near the brow. A son said near Mancosia Womemo, who gun and near we baboon. Then a bear winner so, internet a few way Udiba to Abano. And Tenta cry and Como Casino, get the Bebramo, and to your phone ready on 020-898-4166. Answer na sports food babaro. Ano ni komokasi ana no pay di babro. E den pa na beye wunyina sunti afi wo di beto aba. Uhwe nema nkoso ye. Enema banga ye na nema ejiegu. Uhwe Ghana mebum se na nema nkoso ye. Ba ko pemu wo amambi ti se Kenya, Nigeria. Mebum bu afunta de biara da no. Wonga to wo hu gomodin so wori yo ye kire. Na wo Ghana ni so den na beye onyina so. Ano ni komokasi ade di babramo. Na eboy eye sima dinum na ernope no so abo a. Roger Emmanuel ni team no ya dis say won di agoro di munsam sports news bebra yen but ansana no yan komo kase no enta kwa ye bebra mo o mangana ni yenim brebi besen ko eche bi em said last year and I say near Mancoye. And Tigana Mebumbi, sorry. One must say young country bang any one I did 2 minutes on some. So one more wedding so fix your mangno, and he started here. Near Cosi nearby the minim, but still near him so how no ever. And a Mebuno started here and a Ninano Eco Druguye, young Antimian Trasso, but that's our version. Near catcher bang this and Gonya near my year. And no 9 a bang no year, Nisi says, Bia, or the bell breaking Mebunu front, no. As I said to me, Amasono. And a coba say Mebumbi and Yabin Musa Wabayo Yetre. Ba worry your yet kopem 37 important honom etu tutu kobae e masai no nso adrugu ye ba to kopem baby ti say Nigeria Kenya Bangladesh aye ni muru kasa sabre no mebu no gina wonanso a worry your yet na nsempo mebu no bi esa ni granta kodan aban a police fo say pese ye yet ni bi police fo ko eye court e ko je to mi granta ka kire ye say wo ma ye nkwa me nya sa ye kire no ama no susu ebukem but Uganda ni a uritie mi sabre anema nkoye no uye bebu no eden ne beye unyina so a afiwe udi beto aba se ne beye utumi na 1992 constitution e de ama no ubegina no so e de ye nsacharae na ne makoso ye e de ama wankasa wabrabo ani o mamu ne nyina eyi ni nkomokasi ye de erebrem na no pay eti ma activate phone lines no 020 898416 020898416 eno ne number so betimi afra me na no pay ewe yen komo kasi so ansa na aye sports team no aba na wo the sports news abreye enti komo kasi no eno ne wo ganani a oritie mi wo ye babun wo ye youth again ena be ye wo nyina so a afi wei wo begina mu ede ato aba enti eno ne isama na no pay yere ka ho asem. That's right. And you bet me a friend, Miss Abria 020-8984-166 020-8984-166. You bet me a friend, and then the Bayer Union so I'll bet in us. I feel we would bet to Aba. Now I sit in a more assistant and near my back of you at the amount. And Nipa Benu and I feel we yesha when names at one back bet me a Bayer Ghana Yaman Penny. Bakuya, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And the Fay, His Excellency Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. A Brian John Dramani Mahama appreciates only 24-hour economy, Aribano. On Mampeninga Bedia, Oya Frankatuni, my MPP. And also, on the mobile phone, Bema Umbebuno, Nabusumi Biano, what you had 1 Ghana cities. As I want to a hunker every year. It is a Nipa Benuino. Obi say about 24-hour economy no wo bebu no benye djuma ye de biarada etu benye djuma aye no obi ntutu se de bi enya djuma no na emom no e ya de say wo be ma mobile phone na busumi bia what you wan Ghana cedis. Hello mi mo ati
ya ni aminia akwa
mi pa cho ding ni bia frefi
yo akwa e frem na atakura sante mi gina mu abura se buku amaka se pesio ononyamfo kwati okosu gina se ntone so aba no me mra se bedani
mi pa cho won from e den na be ye nyina so afi we odi beto aba
yo akwa go vida ko e mo ni oduma pa mo ye de ma o my Ghana ya no kwasam ne se abura ase buku amaka se ha na mi gina na akwa wo hwe de ye kwan ya apura tetia pansam akura ya papa John Dramani Mahama etia konya so akura yenya echichi compound e wo de street mu akura papa John Mahama o de block e de be akura mu akura ya papa John Mahama putu o ye de akura pi school dai o sisi ye pi akura na me no ka ya papa John Mahama tia konya so na kuro te sa akukọ krom enkwanta na pepeja mori ni ade akura no bia no otia land bay 50 Ghana cities 10 Ghana 20 Ghana and na me no ka akura obi land bay ba 50 million, 20 million, 30 million, Sikata. It's across here, the light being put and share as Sensodia, Akra, million one was able near the next subject of which I was. Never for your mamma told you, Bano be in your beer. Not to Mama Doma, near me up at your push.
Me that's it. Who's betting your friend 020-8984-166. We a baboon again now pay. We again any, and then now pay. So, man, not penny football, what by any year amount. I no be nyina so ma wonti afi wo di beto aba 020-8984-166 ku betumi afra na so di wadwen kire aba ena no pe hyehyehye kwanso eye power 97.9 na fe TV XYZ Ghana eye Dwabo Ase na adwumade no eden na wo bebun upe eden na be ye nyina so. Hello mi mo ache
tanyo ofa adwuma mboko de
onyankopon ado wuding ni bia ofrefi
ya frame na siru me free fete budumbura
mi pa cho wo mfra mem afi we eden na wo eden na be ye nyina so
message na so me gina so se kasuwa em se do mama na ma kasuwa ya kasuwa se a me kan jo mama free so papa we pa kwani nyina wa jasi ho Bia se sha mi we so ka se bi wo me ne pete ketwa pete ka krabantam me wo ojo se me nkwala mu ko suku a na wotwe nso to na se ye ho yira na wotwe be mi na nsa na mati makro sa ko ya sira se se mi wo su mu kanea so la na me hwe yo ya sira kanea ya sira bridge o mbeye Desmond wo ho so ko lobia skamba oko lobby se sikamba no mbeye kwa yima ya e wo su mu e wojo
enti den na wo pe
me say the every party see the me kan ya ante anu nti na me pese jo mama sambra back no mbeye kwa nu ko senya no mbeye kwa nu ko winiba no onye kwa ne mbra ba bia me wona me nkola ko school
me da say me da say what you bet me for 020898416 020898416 eden na Ghana fumu pe eden no man no epe eden na wo bebu na uritie me hwe me sabre eden na wo pe what you bet me for 020898416 na ne wo pe no what you gwa beka se na be mpanyefo enya kwanya na wo betumi abesum ye yie enti fra yen 020898416 na fa wadwen kire fa breme na no pe e wo Dwabo Ase adwumade so Power 97.9 FM sima ebientem no Roger Emmanuel betena say no the sports news no abrayen ne hu ne erikoso e wo mamu. Don't forget to say miss exactly 8:30 no you be cross over Akko University of Professional Studies Accra e hormone na menu kwa minka butu sabre waye krado mpodi daadao on team no egu hono ne the National Democratic Congress mebuna owo amanyoku no mu no ene de yara a mebun wamba no deni mebundom frefo eye Pablo and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wobelanche eye the youth manifesto ansana eye ni amanyoku no nyinara edibebre yen no ene ye belanche mebune de enti hono na kwame ebutu sabre enche mo betene nka by the meantime no 020898416 utubetumi afra no de wadwen chiraba hello mwache hello what you mean so 020898416 uya Ghana bebung eden na upe eden na ususu sempanifu ba wo munye na ebetumi abra enti anu ni yenkomo kase na no pe yeri edi e wo dwumade so Power 97.9 NF TV XYZ Ghana e Dwabo Ase na dwumade no 020898416 hello good morning hello good morning ash 020898416 Yehwe se betumi afa yen last caller na yemfa ofre no enti ha yenya yen last caller na fe ya osha in eye Roger Emmanuel not the sports news no abre na no pay ne hu ne ekoso eye Olympic Games no officially no na wode ni nyina ba na wie enti Ghana ye kwai no so den ye di bai as o man Ghana ye all African Games no omo say winning medals enti e winning medals no adenti ne ye ko Olympic Games yenga timi winning medal bia e den na esi yenga timi prepare yi ana so ne ye winning wo all African Games no mo no e ade se mpanifu bi ya bibi na omo di ma ye nkeke ana enti Roger about the bebre yen I'm say phone line na aye jambo wo hono kakra enti yemfa phone calls ni nyina nti ha Nema Roger Emmanuel Kwaba bro all the sports news ebre na no pay ni yenga hwe nia erikoso ewo eye egoredi mu nsemu ene joda eye agas busumi ni da itoso du ebien emo Roger Emmanuel the sports monarch and wabetena say that's right it is your number one show on Power 97.9 and of course on TV XYZ. This is Accra Kofi Dako and of course Kwame Minka. Yede Jumede Bramwenano pay. By the meantime, in between time, Roger Emmanuel, the sports monarch, are taking a seat, making sure say all the sports news, whatever happens around the clock, around the globe, as far as sports news is concerned, or the Nina Brian and pay. Roger Emmanuel, the sports monarch. Roger me muache.
Akra me so me joso. Me so me mawache.
Na mpom ti den na no pay.
Nyame na adom bibi ahye yi.
Re so adom ti me hu ye na no pay. Lovely. Na Akra had to focus no aye ball.
Has to focus oji trophy.
Gamba chaka.
Oji trophy Watara wa brem wa ji trophy barako. Wa brem papa.
Ya coach no.
Watara.
Coach ni there was omo jano kan. Omo aye.
Upon trophy nyina isa nyane kan.
Enkoye. Watara money
ba watare juma kakra wo ne ho juma wo ne ho
na ebare den na Ghana yen akọ
le fo omo hia winger na wingers cry because eno ahwe ball na omo ball na omo hia obi a wingers at least oho obetimi a wide game ni kakra na players ni bi position no so obi ti say why you say we no to wings a ha no oba finfin no na ne ma yi
okay
but ma jama ko to kwa tito best players ni nyina
well
utimi dey akra be yi no
but the big question am be say adenti na man Ghana yen akọ Olympic games yen ntimi je
o si adenti
medal ba ko kra
adenti and etie na dada na se yenko bi nkonya eyida ye bia ye kwasa nti enu abi de koye boxing cry na ye tadi ko Olympic games ye di konya medals na this time ye kokra boxers na nko ya qualify nti enu cry chiro se ye kono na enye ready for trophies
Ghana memu abibia nkoye sports nkoye
na sports
ye twasema me nko.
Good morning, Emma Chase, Asama Wakaba Nasu, Nano Pay, Translate, Akuda Winston, Harry Ebro, Power 97.9 from TV as well as Nano Pay, Ocean Afosasu, Etia, come watching, as I say more, Kaba, Good Winston, and Nano Pay, about 7 in Nano, Ayadi Eba, Weekendy, Naka, and it Community Shield, in Kibia, Manchester United, Ebetimia, and Koye, Manchester City, Edgy Trophy, no Eddie Film, after the game. Manchester United and for that as Namia Tuma and a recruitment meeting. No more players on the job coin. Now, if you almost saw Eba United, I son is be now Chevi Hunsam, Yadi Airpan, which Begramo, also friendly games can crack was my Arsenal. And so Edgy Emirates Cup on Liverpool. And so about draw other games a course. Era Hunsam Eba transfer news. Player Ben and a Chelsea, Nakoma Yena Nisa, no more dinner a collapse, DNT, and a dinner collapse, Hunsam, and so about Olympic Games, about a year on my US for an ambeda table, or I'm at that top very African zoo, now for African countries, Romoso, Meda table, senior, Nioma Estina 15 Semono, so Torso, Kumasia, Santiago. Bobo Munyamia Dumada Friday, Eko, Takwa, TNA Park, Nimi Diama, Akobo, and the Fakisenra. House of Folk and so a trophy summer test and so a international friendly game na fe Super Cup and a Super League and of course Division 1 and also say Vision FC and a GWay any news outdoor transfer news account be anano pay yaba pano ayedi epa na Dovita Heba Clinic and nano pay make come for the amount of to an amount temsua now be your doctors everything show now apomo dense etimia konka wasimi control say we a permanent sexual weakness and at now so na premature ejaculation sexual dysfunction erectile dysfunction no man shara enkoyi enfama odia but what is so bewrem e mo so enwechi we a permanent cocos and edi onyanti waist pains and at now so ache infections and edi onyanti permanent for ni say F1 bomadi say obako Dovita Heba Clinic asweye ewo awoshi elank taxi station na omumbo serebe apomodin and say ebetimi so akoye from ewo 024626 5313 024626 5313 and 020 5586877 020 5586877 na any Dovita Heba Clinic enyomo etimi edi en meeting at the Roger Imano from the sports monarch Ebo Taylor and afi kojo for some techiri and anope yesi and kunya yadi jumeden e baisa se na yemvrem our coach Desmond Ofeda so ye onim se wono any coach Edema the Black Satellite of Ghana medo kasena semo omo eko talk akra e wa manoni eko bo friendly games ahoro e we serebe ya nyoma ebetima akokadama Ghana ye under 20 tima ye team original and so empo ema jumede koso na se no e African games in Ghana ye team edi trophy no medo kase coach no animal players be ohwe no sententem sia onom ebetimi abawrem o camp serebe ya jumedia omu edino bibia betimi akekenura na team no esiasia omo assemble e wo pramprama onom airport omo yie pa no ohwe players a coach afana Desmond Ofe atu nsa afroma sei na edin etie abrante afana Said Yakubu Wano Adia coach Atune Sada from Sasana, Daniel Afu, and Emmanuel Victor, Wano Ekabe Jackson Boating, Abrantia Fonase Asamoah Edwin to 4, Adia Ono Ekawa Asamoah Edwin to 4, Ekam Benafia Brantia, Yefuna Azafukwe Maswe, Wanos Ekam Bin, Sasana Brantia from Rubin Jan, and Afe Amzu David, Ali Umar, and Afe Yaya Razak, Abrantia, Yefuna Kevin Nkrumah, Eye Mahmoud, Eye Mahasin, Wanos Ekam Benafi, Eye Abugri Eduku, Edimu Akuti Abrantia, Yefuna se Eye Bismarck Jr., Wanos Edimu Akuti Panafi, Abrantia Funa Kagawa Mensa, Eye Foster Afetopo, Onosina Karima Inshratema, Adirafi Abrantia Funa Clinton Diodu, Wanos Edimu Akuti Nafi, Abrantia, Yefuna se Prince, Eye Baladum, Wanos Edimu Akuti, other players no, Eye Efriye Jerry, Sasana Abrantia, Yefuna Muhammad, Izadin, Ekambi, Dennis Apia, Mustafa Abu, Moses Atta, Abrantia, Yefuna se Eye Majid, Labaron, Wanos Edimu Akuti, Anafi De Costa Antwi, Abrantia Funa Peter Aqua, Isaac Frimpong, Dennis Mafu, Anafi Abrantia Funa Hubert Jau, Etim Akuti, and after Abrantia Funa se Collins Bois, and so Ekam Benafi, Uda Onichima Abrantia Funa Abaka Austin, Etim Akuti, Richard Opin, and afi Hamza Musa, and Isaac Bafo, Neutrato, Eya Abrantia, Yafana Sana Seidu, Wemu Aya Plesa, Miroka se Desmond Ofe, on your coach, Erimad Black Satellites of Ghana, Atune from Anra, and a team in Eshasi or Pramprama, one of airport power to it, Ayan Semofi Ghana, Black Satellites, one of camp on also, a team Abetuja Yanko, the Black Princess of Ghana, so ye, Ono Senyamia Tuma, Busumi Ayababe Simonomo Kopiemo, our Colombiano Ayanda 20 FIMO World Cup, and also Airbasanam Suma Coacha, Yafana say you see Basigi, and then in Pedofogusomo Ayan Boboa, now 27 June, and a team in Chassie, our Cape Coast of a Campion Moho, Miroka Senyamia Duma Timino, Ababe Pim, our Kranyamia Duma, and then our class posted a more airborne the fucking Sibaku, normally a Bobomo, and San Anwechino, Timino departure from Ghana, normal say Avrimus, our Colombia, Senabia, under 20 Women World Cup, and also Airbus. Ghana prepares etimi akoyi ediamana timino every our campono and their name etimi koyi pasan say omobo serious friendly games outdoor Emma press conference no coach no edini nyina de hihye so ehwe kwa betimi afaso na timino bibian so betimi akoka ni nyina mo no epede fogus etutu nyoma say Colombia Ghana ekwakopiemo World Cup no yakọ ne mprema akoma kunsia ni nyina mo na nya de group stage Ghana yetimi atribia this time ye Croatia no se betimi awremu awo quarter final serbia semi final ye betimi akọ na finyame ya duma trophy no yensa enso ebetima kana efe president eye ora keto kreku emra o sia sentrofo awoso nyane na ori ne nsem nyina de tuja efa na vision se obetake over as efe president edima Ghana Football Association opened nsem awodo pin na de tuja eno de atuja say this time o hwe na say Black Satellite performance ebetimi akwanim yie pa asen ne omo aye data no yenti ora ket okreku.
Our U20 girls are getting ready to go to the World Cup. That represents the 7th consecutive time we are heading to the World Cup. On the 6 consecutive times that we've been to the World Cup, we've not gone beyond the group stage. This year, the vision is very clear. We're going to the competition and we must better our performances. We have given the team all the support that they deserve or they need. We believe that they have a good team. We believe that the Tenkra team are well on course on delivering.
Okay, TFA President Urake to Kreku na Motini can wait you as Sansakasa, H. Sente Crampon Foguso, say, Va, and Performati introduce our league no Nafia said to me about Yentin or Kai out of a video assistant referee so at home.
Introduce VAR into our football. A Quenbia so I therefore we introduce VAR into football as part of the overall strategy at improving refereeing, starting from our GPL, we will. Nti Aboshe Eba.
Get your KKF presidents and Amotise or this answer and so to honor your Fiona Fievramu, our homework up and a Tuja, our Cross Sports Stadium. Now, a house of folk and Nick Man do out of Lion and a edition and the 7 homework up no, a dear Afibiana Performance, she says, a bit me a Cosana Bona Fui, you know, a circumstance of Fui and a cock or 12 bantim per 4. Edis, you were somewhere here, said by some Jibet Majuma, said by a Ghana 7th December, Remu, our election, a bit me a Cosasim G, a bit me a waiting per Tuja says come ebenya se no mo de bi so ebekọ children zoom no mo de akoma mo so mo ni bi na afi e na etimi aboa se de be ahihye ebetimi akọka to hwe jumede na se dia na so hu import so no ewo Greater Accra ane ni potemu apa che se ni ayi bonte awono akasa ebepiem ewo jumede na se na wono kra na edikan ekiki ball no kra sara game na akasa etimi cha se na kese no ekos na 5 minutes na brante for Kojo Obin Junior edikan epusat na Edima Kpando heart of Lana second half a priya and sumachi and a brante for Mohammed Hussein or also a tea cano Edima Club ye for the house of folk Emma Kensi the Bariviano na aquaquia 1-1 na penalties and a night I was here the na penalties no and a house of folk a Timmy Ponemodia winning by 8 goals to 7 a goalkeeper ye for the Benjamin Asari or no a civil penalty in the back on a Fionwa as a ball penalty no na a decisive one pa or Timmy Echo Boy editor to boy Emma Club ye for the house of folk omo etimi edin kunemo game a na senura etimi cause house omo line up no onim se abrante for na Benjamin Asare wono na eda pom sansa na ya dramani ejirem esia kan abrante for na Michael Ewa ensu sia kan be afani opon wono na eyesa hene Patrick Asman Samuel Amufa Isaac Frimpong Martin Kakari Mauli Wayo na Kobna Boatin na abrante ye for na Asamoah Boatin omo ye players a enu amuhia se eri Emma House of Football kama kensi de ba na bi no homework cup one more and a etimi edge Emma Niama Ekoye Erima Hasofuk onomo Bobokono na after say onomo 80 and kunemu ye our no case course no only say supporters ne nyasem kitu akra omo ebo bochi nkobe 30 minutes na dede air course pa ni nyina ne se no mugidi se kwan bia so no watara ebetimi edi nkunem our game e course na after the game no yentin se ma coach e fana Abubakar Watara oni Hasofuk coach di tuja se nije sem se mo win trophy edi kan kra omo di evrem our season mo.
Oh, I'm proud because of the fans of this big family, who is also a folk family. I'm proud because the last season all these people suffer, and after I think this trophy is just the beginning of the league, and maybe you can see new look as a folk in the league.
Abubakar Watara na mutini kanwechi ya Brante for na Kobna Boati man of the match. I said in some across the tuja.
Menyaje cause me motive ni se me ba ni ma be wini bebre na nyame adaro ma me first cup nyame aye ma do ma matimi age no menyaje bebre me hu de menka menyaje ba e de obi ani age ana me so menyaje cause de almost receive me no mama kon do kra se mebo club no se de penifo no ne ye se de coaches ne ye manage players ni mpo old players no se de omo ne new players ne manage
Enti Kobna Boatin Odisa Academy has a folk man of the match and Motene Kano after the game supporters kakrabe piemu before the game na jama ekoso ye na jama motiese abontia na nyasem kitua supporters etu omunumuntu akra yenti na supporters no so eka
It's a nice game. I want the house team. They should get a team. We need a proper team.
He has a folk almost supporters to be and Muti or Munkano, Nura has a perfect jam now. So my coach, yɛfa Nana Amanko amene ka se mpere point no se wono any assistant coach assistant ebewrem no woni coach yɛfa se Abubakar Watara ebetimi apo adwuma ɛwɔ Hasselfolk wono mo akachi na oyɛ adwuma Arima Mediama Sporting Club nei wadwene club yɛfa Hasselfolk a oboboa se be Fovian family no niama ebetimi akon Karama Fovian family na season omwrem so no league no omohwe no se ombegyinse no omodai so ebetimi abemutem no yɛkakra ano se fio no ma no se etimi abetuja another Ghanaian club ese jina kono ewe bibiru ni nyina ne nyame atuma ye hwe ne se club afa na summer test 18th August ewo ye uda woni chema o Cameroon a omo ejina kono ye pa we CAF Champions League eno ebetimi abase na sema perefoguso eya hobobo na otwe mu vrem anura omu vrem ewo Lome na omo ne club afa na Asco de Cara enso ekobo and fucking na kensi no na ekoye draw ewo no ma 0-0 na epiem after the game na coach Nodoti Amadu eye coach Erima summer test edin sema credit to Jara for preparation so far onomo etimi aye
so I try much my international friend let me say so your first time bubble outside Ghana and here next week here Victoria United and it's a good exercise a lot of positives and negatives and going forward let's say to me correctly mistakes and the mentality was that we should score or we shouldn't concede. Unfortunately, he had to match, but he conceded, which is positive. And going forward, the players now more character. Football is fighting spirit. Fighting spirit. And no matter how good you are, if you don't make effort, talent alone will not work. And we are going to see how I get two casualties. We believe that our two strikers, they will be fit before say Ebeko.
Enti Nurutin Amadu eye coach Erima Samates and amotin in country hwe na nyame aduma era sande omo ebawrem o Douala Cameroon normally club afana Victoria United FC enso e de akwa hye so hwe na Samates niam betimi akonkan e de mom na club afana Zakers Ladies omo so ewrem o Abidjan na say Man CAF Champions League no so guso a ano so e course de depa na club a ye fa na say e ya Zakers Ladies omo se kopie mu amomo first match e course no airport we wafo zombia na se no ekose no moni club afo na se omoni sport ana edisisha so awoye oda woni kirem a stadio de Boake ho ana game the course na akoye 0-0 coach Emmanuel Mensa assistant coach Erima Zakers Ladies atunanum to akra yentie ne kituwe bi
basically we didn't know the opponents that much and so we were very careful as to how to approach it. For the first 5 minutes, it was very clear that they were very tactically disciplined team. They had a solid, plan, pack the middle. They were not bringing the high press. They were not keeping the high line. So definitely, even with men football, when the team is playing that, they get you very frustrated. So we were not able to get the ball through the middle because of the pack middle, and we had to, find a way out. We did a lot of changes in our plan, but I would say that the 0-0 for Azaka standard, for me, it's not the best because we've once been to this tournament before, we've been champions before, and so the expectations are very high. But looking at how our opponents played, I think that it was a fair result. They had even more chances than us. They were doing a lot of counter-attacks, and that really helped them. So for me, we played a very tactically disciplined side, and very disappointed with the 0-0, but per how the game went, I'm okay.
Assistant coach Erima Zakers Ladies na motini kana Super Cup Division 1 also ana se Barca final na Barca no na hwese na city dia Oko United omone Vision FC ni 0-0 penalties na club for na Vision FC ewini ye 7-6 omo ana edi agi trophy no nwachi third place na se Techima Heroes set na Mayon Apostles ehwema kamiensa omotimo ba konto hwema Vision FC na edi nkan Oko United etosimi no Mayon Apostles etosimi na fe 9 eye club for na Techima Heroes ntina sesa and a home city young common on it na fe yan sorry and someone so and anopedia not safe games crack or so any and fucking sia and I said to me cause Mr. Chelsea any Inter Milan ekwaye 1-1 and which and Arsenal and so echi Lyon upon a camionwa amantimantity Emirates Cup Arsenal Arsenal ometimi agye nwechi Liverpool ehye kanan ema Sevilla etie kanamo bako nwechi so na se woda won ekyeremu dia na se club ye fene na se no ye friendly game and etimi kosena Community Shield eno so etimi eba na wotwe wiye Manchester United omni muniano mo Manchester City ena ehia ye na eye 1-1 penalties ena club for Manchester City ewini 7-6 at somebody agi trophy no na after the game ena coach Eric Ten Hag edi sema credit to ja after some lose.
We are disappointed and we have to feel the pain and everyone feels the pain, and that's for me a good signal. But also I see some positives, and we performed well and we could have won this game. We were twice leading and in the game and in the penalty, but then we lost, and yeah, that is disappointed, but we take the positives, as you say.
It's Eric Ten Hag na mutini ka say disappointed. We are disappointed now the racism. Wow. And when Pep Guardiola energy trophy no ni nkola no bono na ehu kapa na ehu pa. Or the same credit to Pep Guardiola.
1 or 2 minutes left at the end of the game, like Arsenal did it last season, and we won a penalties like last season we lose. I cannot answer you if the people is ready already. We could have lose today. We were closer than lose for the minutes left. So that's why we have to wait. But of course, I saw many things today that I like it. The first 35 minutes were beyond excellent and expected for the time that we were together. And Manu and Ruben played just three training sessions. So players are still in holidays, English players and Rodri.
Anti Pep Guardiola and Amotini can lack season best manager wa EPL mo and Amotini can Manchester United omuchira and omushia na oma decide players on be jom kana fi players on betomus ababe team no na Brante for Bruno Fernandes and Penfoy extending the contract sene be yobetimi atena team no mu ekopem 2027 and no reporter and say Fiona man say Brante for Matthew Delate and afia Brante and Fen na so Majoy omo ye two players Manchester United and omo ewi bia say omo ababe Manchester United player Brante for Aaron Wan Bissaka or no enemy West Ham United no akotoa na Kansas Alexis Sanchez one also see Argentine club ye for Udinese after 13 years now of room our Italy or kwakusia kan sidema Brante for Sergio Roberto so dia tuja say Barcelona oni omo etum konta omo appoint oko no nani achebe fufuro no so akwakotoa na Kansas so ntiwe eyensema hodo a nyina say timi akwase ye fancy nyame atum na ewia ye pa ye no be hia our power 97.9 FM na 2 p.m. You know, we share our TVS was at a standard version. Ye nyina so e dia premo meeting e di roja imano from me the sports monarch botela na fikujofusu omuteche sabre mi jemu e dia ma akra kofidako na fi watrase na no pay
me that say enti Roger Emmanuel the sports monarch and all these sports news abre no yem charge my little so in fama more power 97.9 and if TV XYZ so I'm in for Sidan Koma Health Alert Clinic. Health Alert Clinic is a main country say and nano 90 ya and your bow won't dinty. Ebana Yarisabia, one more baby mama, one more to miss a fu yari padia. A wong, a two bet me alcohol akoje a apomoding mapa. Bet me akoje a yarshe. A sans and yet fu yarin kuton musa our honum. Name of Saban BBT said diabetes, hypertension, stroke. And also be a hot nasika can also need to see any ya. If I turn in an uko bet me up well. Prostate and if a burning sensation, or being so in Pabua to Honoma, hey, your man for Timina and Cramampo to me for Nibribia. It's me part of Health Alert Clinic for one like one water. Now, one more intimate and well. One branch is Nibi or Medina, Kaswa, Pokua say, Ashaiman, and if it's a crade, Ubetima from 0242 518893 and at 0242 518865. Health Alert Clinic and was a Let's Go Herbal. Franco Trading Enterprise. Almost a mechanic say one more quality Nokia phones and if it's Samsung iPhones to be Wahanum. Smart television so I ready from 32 inches, copy 100 inches, you know. Benyanin be at our Franco air phones. Wasang our Franco air conditioning so our honum 1.5 horsepower. NFA 2.0, that is 2.0 horsepower, and so our honum NFA 2.5. wɔsan ɛwɔ chest freezers nso ɛwɔ hɔ refrigerators a papapa nso so wobɛnya no nyina bi atɔ ɛwɔ Franco Trading Enterprise. Washing machine a ɛbɛtumi aboa wo, CCTV cameras a ɛbɛtumi afunction yie na bia ɛbɛkyekyekye akrɔfo wiafi ɔmo ni na mpɔtam nyinaa no bɛnya bi atɔ Franco Trading Enterprise. Franco Trading Enterprise was minka kyerɛ sɛ wɔn nneɛma no wɔn atete so ɔhamo nkyekyɛm aduanan ɛyɛ 40% discount nti brabeto wɔn ɛyɛ nneɛma no bi ɛne fɛ wokɔ wɔn digital platforms ne so a wokɔtɔ nneɛma no bi nso ɛwɔ hɔ nom a ɛyɛ ade sɛ wɔbɛtete so ɛde ama wo. Wɔn official numbers ɛyɛ 055 593 9311 and 0246 422 338 and I'll bet you download one app no a Franco Trading app no Google Play Store and as the App Store and I'll bet you visit www.francotrading.com. It's a Franco Trading Enterprise and still one phones papa efie Erinche yabekwa ko jenga bafon kratoni nga ba yaba yaba boy entonton sansa dia mamo ene niema enkoso ye wo Ghana memu bi asan Nigeria kopom wo mra se begwampo a Nigeria fo erisu na Ghana mebu erisu ensama ahifo a wo mu kanokware wo memu a wo guso a wo re kanokware ene afufuru a won aka so wo di won aye gwaji se komna anase dingina no obeye ni nyina ye di hunsem bebremo ene ahimfo nso a won ahu ni papa ewo eye obimfu je na no poku egeman emu enu nti a won a kire mu se yiwu obeye obia odikan obeye Ghana ye mampanyin abedi kire beye abakosem no se ne won agina tum enu nso ye de hunsem bebremo eni su adehye a wo mu wasantimantem worisu a won a kire mtempuntu nyuma a akoso wasantimamu nyina no eye ndi se amanyukunu na ayede ama won no ye de nyina bebremo dance na mekwa koje ma brafo nkrato no ma menkamfo Solak Natural Clinic in Famao esan se u obi a kidney irritate wo liver o how bi anase chimato bi aba ho obi anase berima awo ho ayede ama wo no bronika ne se infertility so ho waya ababim sabre unya awo no bi ye obi nso ho tena sikakra obahwa na ne nan ho bipacho Solak Natural Clinic won abim papa you enanu ya mankasa mi se mi ma Solak fo mi ni wodi nkomo gopem wo masafo mu Apostolic Church Teshinwa area ma ko yes screen di ma eye asafo manyina wodi adase se you Solak eye papa unso betimi akọ akoje ayarehwe mi pacho se bia opeso ye lab service ahoro nyina bia Solak na bebua wo betimi afra won e wo 055 393 2631 055 393 2631 Solak na mi pacho honum eye wapomoden ahifi mami nyina yiso enkoje mabuafo nkrato meba sisia na yede yetontong sansan yentrimu ponsem e de abramo twen
if I shall plan, I'm sure you will bag. Brade, and not so good. Not all of them see about Queen William say. Bra, said your time about Miss Essia Jimmy fearful, and Nadia about ever so. Really, don't this offending now. Bra, some make us a me time about Miss Dancia, reassigning now a better maker. 87 malaria, where drawn time about Mister. And you go, dear, no more to want to me any deal. What drawn a time about Mister? A drink and your mark or bar waffle through, dear one mark for down for any aquada when you fear to me, and some of the time about Mr. Draven. Shasa Wako Hospital and Nasa Lab. I'm what who said, oh, a 3-day malaria be answer. I also time me a TIME. Time about Mister. I feel malaria fever be an Ziva, a woman, ever slap. Ubenya be at all, ever over the counter medicine sellers. Any herbal shop to draw namu. FDA Aji a dreading cratoi at all.
Remember who we are singing now. At risk of prostate enlargement. We a member or her. 20 ebitimi nya prostate cancer. 5 bitimi afamu na dia obefamu. Actually, this is not my fault. And to wada entina mede mani Executive Prostate Center.
Executive Prostate Center is a unique medical center where we harmonize in-depth traditional medicine with cutting-edge science and technology to cure, to treat, and to prevent diseases like prostate enlargement, prostate cancer.
Executive Prostate Center. Madame facilities no any professional medical care.
Sisi a bibia clear our system new. Ye nro ne so de natural. Into we koso afama ye.
Executive Prostate Center. My cured.
Mesi menana no. Aguru basa abi brabro tibedu imle no. Na ma bremaye hojo.
As for me, I take very good care of my grandkids. Ye diagro na ye sa eduru mre bi kra na me ba no ti me de omo be gumi so weekend no.
Hey, mumle.
Memre. Hey, eno nti na me ka kire o say. Ya no medi garlic capsules. Poso nyina ebesisi so kama. As I stand here, my doctor said my whole system has improved very well.
Medi garlic capsules.
Yes, Medi garlic capsules.
Oh,
Medimosis garlic capsules. Boa mamoja di nipaduane mu afurusani yi na esiesie oba ne barima mahona hoden. Ubenya edro yi bi ato omanyi mu pharmacy stores frey wo 050 349 4885. Edro yi enya mamofra enye ndi mfie dumienu. Apemfo ene emma emanofo. Medimosis who ni how FDA ajidwe di nkratu yi ato.
Samaba na sawochi konkoya na jasa samaba na sawochi konkoya na jasa samaba bayamo o fanya sane mani ade bobiachi oba ne wanye ne aka no be ne yesusu na waka. Now this government they are kula.
Sewuti konkoya.
Nature say o fire.
Alright, busafo oti konkoya na pay guso aye fire e wa hano medin dia krako feeder kon ene adwumede no se na medical kind no se fe no wa journey a high TVXYZ at the power 97.9 ene youth mebunga wo mo ndisa manyokunum wo be lanche aye youth manifesto ni awori eton amagana mebun aye be som ye be kuram na nunti afiwei ye be gina so ede atoaba ede ama won wo be lanche ewo University of Professional Studies UPSA enkranhanom na menua kwa menka ewo honom enche mubati kwa me enka efri honom esanse team no fa ewo honom ena yesu yede adwumadi ofanso erebramo ewo hanom but enanu den ne erika ho asem trimupo anase yensusu den ne ye woka nanope uhwe ebibiman mu a the whole of Africa come here say mebun a yewo ebibiman mu no yenga hu say akandifo a yedi tumi ahye won nsem se wo mu hwe se wo betoto niam wonya nhyehyai se ne be ya yen ho betumi ahare yen kakra no wo mu enye entu behwe be se afi baku ene efe afi ene fantem ni no Youth of Africa anase ebibiman mu mebu no come here say yenga sorry etia yempanyefo se wo mu nya nhyehyai ni ye enti yen asetena mu no niam nkoso ye mfa mayen ade wei efiase edifi oman Ghana yesterday I fix the country movement eninemu a ena kopem wo Kenya mpodi mabunu sorry to the extent say one parliament one rashe begwa wo Kenya no one ekopem wo hono mu eka kumebi anka wo twoda editu mu ewo Kenya man no mu eno enwu ye nu naye eno ebai no wo de ohye etu wo mampanyin ni so Emma minu Erika seno anka tu bia opese anka audition manfo no so no omampanin jese ono kan so wejai enwo bia melina mu a minu Erika seno ko pem Nigeria man no emu a enye yiji wo hono mu kura wo musu jinemu sa from the northern part of Nigeria adripa eba be pem the southern sector no enye yizi na kire se won hu se empanyefo ya pono ye ntumi kakra de ma won se won fa nsum ye no wom abedan ice obusum bi na yamom ne yere sumwon ai no emmua yen enu mu aninam na Ghana mu beka ya sansem no ebubo bai no na His Excellency former president and then the flag bearer of NDC John Dramani Mahama oti eni se sadia ye nyina yen sorry ni yensi omanga ye nyina ra ye pe building the Ghana we all want. I'm not sorry, I say any empanyi funkuto enyo no say eye flag bearer. So baba ye omampanyi na mom no say ye nyina ye nka mom ni ntimi si omanga ebetumi abua yen. Mahama ka sansem no. Efe MPP funzo akopa Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia flag bearer. Oye yem vice president. Ono nsusu eninam eno kekeka ninsem. Say ye mana kwenya no oba these same taxes in Libya enam sunti Kenya mamu Kenya mebun edi ose atu one man peninsula o se wejai no ono de asabre ye man peninga bedi e no head of economic management team no ono de o se yentu abamma no ansana obe ye man peninga sa taxes na ono nkuto ono kuru ya di bae no ansana we ye fi ho nipa be no na yenko back to Nigeria eyi nam sunti ora bako odom APC amanyoku no ewo Nigeria ni dindi urademu sorry ye wo mrase begwem kai say mebun wo mo Nigeria ebre ti sese ne Ghana nsem etia ti ora ademu.
Mr. Speaker, where are we going? Mr. Speaker, I cannot go to my village and sleep. I cannot go to my village and spend a night as I'm speaking to you. For the last 1 year, wallahi, I can't go to my village and sleep. I feel very insecure. And this is where I find myself. Mr. Speaker, it is terrible. It is terrible.
And when in some ora ademu oye Nigeria ni odom APC amayuku no ewa Nigeria. Kachire wo mrase begwam tiame hini owo ho. Kachire ni say ora tiame hini e. Me to me na me kurase ekropon anase jakiti anase buri anase sentimentum anase kodokrom anase voter region merin to me nko adenti me manfo every bra wo honom yahudi ewo mebunum enema nkoye eti merin to me free Abuja anase Lagos enkopem wo baby ti say Delta State anase ha adenti me to one mo hwe wo bebro me Mr. Speaker again here yemfa tutu mangana ho yemfa Nigerian semi entutu Ghana ho omanya ye wom abra omampanyin Ekufado everybody then candidate Ekufado katere yense enyinam kanea ayetua enyinam kanea bu ayetua at that time no utem say ne bu ye den that time na omampanyin did that John Dramani Mahama na president power the then candidate Ekufado and then the then running mate Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia katere yense enyinam kanea ne bu ayetua ne bu ye den enti omampanyin Mahama at that time ne trimu ye den enti yento abantia entia no yetie won munsem enne den ye rehu enyinam the same enyinam kanea no ne bu no aye times 3 of near womu kan back then enti Mr. Speaker wo man way Urban Sumana King for Gbagben right power right honorable speaker eden na muriye ubehwe mrase begwama the minority there led by their leader Dr. Kesela to Forsen the biarada womu kan sem se abangi ni trimu ya ding omwe Ghana fo esante ye nemu Erica se no youth a womu ni adwuma ye no abang asanko fa betting tax at won so as we speak now COVID-19 coronavirus e bi ni hobiom no abang eguso origije ye nto now onim adiba ko so abang aye yen a krokro de John power the fair COVID kro ya bae no abang be ka kire yen through the then information minister Kojo Ponkruma ebe ka kire tie wo be che yensu ene yenyinam kanea free wo be ma yenuan free ye be mu se then immediately World Health Organization be ka say COVID ni obiom no the same information minister say be ka kire ye well okwa yenyinam kanea no ye free ma yen nsu no ye free ma ye but ne o producing no ye free ma ye eti won asam be ye sika krokro de John na da na no wasan dada yen power the fair na da na no wasan be dada yen e wo Ghana But you see, Ghana mebun a young crofugua, one more abotre ye papa, wabeto one was Ghana mebun a young crofugua, one more papa sapasa. Ghana mebun ebe chense, ebe to about 2 billion, no bena wonko chromotiso, at the tremp and you fuse young lady to minimum. So, everybody here in some no bubo buy and obekan say, and oh, Mahama Crown, young son who bon, essentially Mushambi, bro, ye vice president to the late president, John Evans Atamels, no. Na almost ni boss, John Atamels, Ekaten say, one koto Remushay. Remushay won't go to Totono, and Mahaman who bon, and Amnisa Sunti Omangana, corruption abem, it is as a young for butter, yen hoofy, ye good hoofy basa. And Wokikan Sama Senebe, the youth of this country, whom Mahama says, Tafrante, or you'll be a Sebio, a Finikikawa, Ebatabadan. And no Muma Yan and NFA or President Kufado Kroyano, Esan Yadeng, a catcher, a special prosecutor, former, Aya Ora, Alamisi, Kaiser Benz, Amidu. Catcher and he say, investigating former President Mahama, because allegedly, no, Nihubong, our Airbasim. When Timmy and Yajumano, Monankasa Sam by Becatcher and he say, what would the pressure at to necessary on your investigation? Sana Matiami do Becatcher. Enna, and check Enna Matinamidu, a Jawa Jumanu to her, and Okoi. And Wokofa or Raki Sejabe, Abba. And no so that same president can't the same thing. Eddie Tre, a Kisia Jabing, say, Omo de no investigating Mahama. And what these airbus in Sense meaning. No, she said Mahaman, who sons are Brobe and as an example, a baby baron, sir, and Okoye, San Okoye. But Obian young cripple Sirano, Obian, who sons are Brobe and Tamikai. The last statement, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and my our parliament, Brian to Abaye in 2016, Olusiano. Also, posterity, Ebe Jajino, Senia, or Sum, or Mani, or Free Nakumunina, a Sum of Mangana. Dachi sem, Dachi, and a betchere, so some of my year and as one zoom the year. And 2024, special prosecutor, our Moody's answer me, a shen in some Uncle Yamu, Uncle Yamu in our bayano. Or say, John Dramani Mahama, ni who songs abrobe, one young from Subia, our airbus in Semimo, and no JDMT, no, or say, me JDM, me de whom my. Essence special prosecutor or to 2 mano. Eti near Okayeno, a year does say, Mihunson Sabrobe, John Dramani Mama, Yentino.
We in the NDC do not place ourselves above society. We are humble and honest enough to submit ourselves to investigative bodies if a basis for it arises. Relatedly, I've been out of office for more than 7 years and 7 months. No allegations of wrongdoing have been proven against me, including the baseless Airbus Buhaha that this government attempted to clothe me with. Once again today, I say it's a pleasant feeling to stand vindicated.
Eti weye His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Ba ye hwehwemu nyina wie no. Ana okasaye. Ochim se NDC fo ene nankasa. Wo munya nkrofo asabi. Wo muya kita shepro ne dream day. No bi bebisa se aso abanga oti adisui no. The president Ekufuado on the vice any ni minister na fe na appointees nyina no. Wo betumi ayesa na. Ghana mebun mumma eyi enye mu nyina so. Eyi nya mu nyina so. Na mu fa kire tumi afiwe abayere babeto no emu. Mami komanim e wonsem no mu. Hwe abambi wo ho a oba. Ohwe sempuntu nyuma ebe kati across Ghana nyina. Enko yese only one region anase bushaku bi pe ene wo be yeden wo betumi abenefite. President John Dramani Mahama as a president obi beka say anko yobia senior debiada ye kan wo man mu no uko voter regional ho na NDC for one stronghold anka project obe anka development obe nyina no anka dodo anasa anka ni nyina mpo voter region but John Dramani Mahama o se debi Ghana ye nyina ye dia enti kakra be ko voter ebi bɛkɔ Asante, ebi bɛba Nkran, ebi bɛkɔ Etifi Dumantem, Upper East Region, Central Region, ɛne fei Western Ghana nyinaa obi abɛnya ne kyɛfa nkakrakra. Enti project ahoro a wayɛ a edi adanse sɛ yiw bra oba abɛmu ɔbɛbɔ obusia ahoro bɛsɛ 54 million Ghana cedis no emputu nwuma a wayɛ no ɛkate across du baabi a obetumi di unsa kyerɛ ade we sɛ eyi Mahama na yɛyɛ sika sɛ Mahama na di yɛyɛ Ghana fo sika ɔgye yɛ busi ɔgyina Ghana fo anan ɔkɔyɛ no ɔkɔgye yɛ no nneɛma ɔde ayɛ ni eyi na nam so nti ukɔpɔm wɔ Asante Mantam a adehye ankasa wɔn ɛwɔ hɔ no ekyerɛm sɛ owura dondrɔma ne Mahama ana wabua mamputu nyuma horo nyina no akoso yenkotie won sema wakan ne bi
eye NDC for aye na media minimum America Kumasi kegetia NDC na ye Carrefour market NDC na ye
Asowase de ka
Asowase market NDC na ye
Retro Park
Atonsu market NDC na ye
Retro Park
Seria Hospital NDC na ye Afari Military Hospital NDC na ye Famna Hospital NDC na ye Dakwai Hospital NDC na ye Asawasi Road NDC na ye Swami Road NDC na ye Tafu Road ene Swami ya o mo pe interchange no NDC na ye Kenyasi Road NDC na ye High School Junction to Kenyasi Road NDC na ye Bomso to High School Road Kote Ayeduase to Campus Road Kodongo Water Supply
enti eyi eya disi a wo mo Asante Mantam won akasa no won aka chesempu nyuma tutu na no e wo Asante Mantam ai hon mumpo eye NPP fo won stronghold no NDC ni John Dramani Mahama na ye ma won enti Akufo-Addo ni ba wo me den wo betumi a kire yen ma men contempa so nkopem wo eye Mfifi Mantam edna eguafo ebrim important na mekwa kopem e wo ho honum enanana kodokondua a otoso anan e wo na na kire mu se Ghana yenya obia a obeye omampanyin a obedi kan amayen a ebeye bakosem ofua so eto obi ti se Professor Jena no poko agimangni nam ho no ribontua no kan eye emia bank beba na bebu amua no ose ofua so ose ohunu se eya dipa eti Ghana fo nyina musom na nansem ne bini
na ya na it's a radio da mesra kan na ebe disa ahrobehye na ade no onye nyamesom was the winner anowe jani na wa na la fata penini bi onye nti modua wodo ma wukumba wo nyina mesle sawal kasa one preaching one politics na why one man yamesam emblem no ntumi hen no tumi na amayapa yetum yedesisi wenim
eti eyi eye Nana Kojo Kondua a otoso anan oye omanhene ewedina akora na megina obi eno kika sansem no eyi senia eye wafa kwantimata kan asem no fafa adwene kinamu ma menyina yiso enkoje ma abuafo nkrato yebeba sisia adwumadi no betu aso de amamo ewo TVXYZ ene Power 97.9 FM
Amani ya maya ayo enyo ya ne wom ya paso bia ba adwabo na sibi na asem ya wo bia mu oka na mama ne ye kunsum yemfa mu mai motrobodo yemfa mu mai mosempa
Spanish garlic mixture. Now what feel what you drink about the Madanciana? Every day, Sajigana have baby. Met your crumb, maybe I'm a coffee for Francuni.
You want the cups as well? Me and Raven India, it's not the morning night. Me do fear me take us and me move. Me some enemy night.
That's one of my and you're drawing almost on the Spanish mixture. Oh, my, a Spanish garlic mixture. And one on a menu. I do my train cups.
It's good for retentive memory and anti-aging. Hey, me mami. Na oka bibi ache na onkai. Ni we free nyama tentem. Ni skin ne body ni anso asai. Me to obi man no. Ene otumi kan nyama kra na me kra abomi pusa.
And check herbal center for and then the pharmacist can make an herbal shop. A painful a batch of more money for no kwada with feeding the new and come. FDA actually a great cratry.
Matimu program moye. Yenko Cruise. In fact, me interested.
Just say from 21st of November, 1 week package.
As some of my better, I am it. Now I'm ready to join them. You have a flight. Every Ghana, I go South Africa.
No bo suru no bo asase. No bo eya sum. No bo hang. Odiechi wate. Thank you very much for joining me once again. That is Power 97.9 FM. And of course, this is CVXYZ. It is Dwabo Ase near Jumeteno. Medin ya krako fida ko very soon and check rano. Ya be cross over. Near ko UPSA. Hono muna kwa menka. Any other team no omo stand by. No dey Jumedina cannot bet you so dear my. But in the meantime, happy birthday to you, Yvette Araba Dako. Happy birthday to you, dear. And then what would that when your group on your papa? Una your deputy women organizer at Denton constituency of the National Democratic Congress. Yvette, happy birthday to you. Onyami onshira. ɛnɛ yɛ joda enti ne yɛbɛkɔ na let's talk educational consultant so nea wɔn ɛwɔ ma yɛn no wɔde ama yɛn nɛ anɔpɛ yi na wɔn nsɛmpa no ɔmo di ama yɛn. Good morning to you Prophet Yabu Amamida si pi papa ɛne wo mpaebɔ enti yɛnkɔɛ na yɛne dietisa ampɔfo ɔno na ɔda ɛyɛ let's talk educational consult ya no na ɔne yɛn ɛmɛtwetwe nkɔmmɔ dietisa otimi nka me mu akye
agora woni mo esophagus woni mi injections woni my appendix in the home ground ba 4-year-old boy we are proud of you. Let's talk education consult. Moya mani ya fedodo. Mo ke bi anka matama school.
Nanka meje papa kwame.
Bese me show but one day me talk am school.
Men sha me boni bio. E bo.
Where you bo?
Me come sha me bo say. Kwame, good morning to you.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
And I love it when a parent is this happy about their child and what they are learning. Good morning to Bibi Osophagus. Bemo am doing for lad in test shine. No kuman. And Kwame is not talking about baby or Yehubia. We are trying to get the kids to know about themselves and all that. So one of the parents was like, "Hey, Nesisi upon the wall, see the minya menu when you mean now." Say okay, don't be a science. I mean, these things were hardly shown to us when we were growing up, and even if they were drawn board the crap on that, we didn't really get the full. This is where I'll push a little story. A parent was not feeling too well, and I'll catch her about Bisaba Oko. I'll take school there. Unborn pay and then she started praying this morning. Greetings to Mr. and Mrs. Shrebi. Akushika Shrebi. Kekeli started our bomb pay, my dear Lord. You know, mommy is sick. Wow. Please heal mommy. Please heal mommy's stomach. Please heal mommy's large intestine. Please heal mommy's small intestine. Please heal mommy's kidneys, mommy's lungs, mommy's this. Everybody knows it. So yeah, maybe on your million now. What they account? That is the beautiful aspect of learning. We make it so practical that the child lives with it, and that's what we are trying to do. Yes, someone is asking. I know on Facebook. We'll be on Facebook very soon.
I'm 979.
Yes, and so and if I mean share about an award trusty or a let's talk educational consult, you know, and I mean trust one may appreciate one or one more from our bar or school, no, not menda on us. But this morning, I want to quickly inform the public there. Yene summer school is starting, so you can bring the kids in. Maya kanye there more from an awobusia or introduction to entrepreneurship. The reason is to help them equip themselves to know more and understand the reality of life. And then we'll take them also through care of self, care of environment, a little cooking here just came. Thank you for watching and thank you for letting me know. A little cooking here, a little sewing here, a little taking care of the environment. This will help your child. Obviously, time management, collaboration, planning, which is very, very important for us. How to manage one customer, how to collaborate with others, how to critically think, work around solving problems. That is what we are looking at because our friend are well equipped with that. It carries on to other things that obey. So summer school from LTech school is up and grinding. No, let's talk education consult with Teshinungwa Estate. Ben Leja Kuku Municipal Assembly no honor the Mango Street. Say the wall is well branded with the flags are owing him pepepe, and it's a place where children are welcome to come and learn. And while we make learning very beautiful and practical, that the child lives through it. Into Fauba Breb, enjoy summer school. It's a 1-month program. And from me, if one bra, no one if you have a 4-year-old learning about all these parts and knowing it and praying along with it, or no child there's over bam. Wow. I heard you saying we should put the videos together.
Oh yes,
we'll do that. We'll put the videos together.
I'm not for because, like you said, Jesus nasa no ma we. Yanda in a dian say teacher ni bejano aboni trimaka. Said you was so far go sit here me who be that. But when no said you sit here pe.
with a trunker and the hat. They'll tell you where, and then the esophagus is here, and the trunker and the hat, and the lungs and the kidneys. Yes, and they have to, because that's the part of your body. At least when you go to hospital, you go up and you're being checked. You can find out exactly what is happening and where it is, and it helps with Afro-Bani development. This is what we are saying. It's practical. So, go to our Facebook page. Go to Let's Talk Educational Consult Facebook page, Instagram page, LinkedIn page, TikTok pages. Then you can appreciate what Kwame is emphasizing,
salivating about.
Good. At a pay, but tomorrow, let's talk on 0249 06 9821 0249 06 9821. Kwame, you know, we started talking about sleep and its benefits for here. If we take it away from them, what will happen? Now, when we started on Wednesday, I had a number of calls coming in, and parents were complaining, Mr. Sonya, now the kids and phones, the kids and TV, maybe fear, and all of that. Yes, it's very, very true. There was a research that was conducted 2 years back. 2 years back, by 2022.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, and then it was covered among a number of students across Africa, 35 countries, and 11 of them were selected for the tertiary level. And out of these countries, Namibia, South Africa, Nigeria, Liberia, the South Sudan, the West African 2 countries, Yekanwobi, and Wachichem, and so. After everything, what they looked at Mecca University level, they looked at 16,275 study on students who have brought in what they've gone through without sleeping. And we're breaking it down, they really made us understand that it is important for us to know that sleep is good, because they were going through depression, anxiety. It was affecting their learning. They were experiencing certain chronic diseases, and the memory loss was there. And Kwame, when these 16,000 and more students were interviewed, they talked what happened to them way back when they were growing.
Wow.
And they remember the homes they grew up from, where mommy and daddy had to wake up early, send them to school because they had to cross traffic now. They saw that traffic in Chewon and all that. And I was looking at my little ones who come to school. Me factor, because I'm handling little ones, in as much as I'll talk about in painful, the fact that I'm handling little ones, looking at these numbers, 16,000 and more kids, students, I'm saying kids because they were kids, and looking at what they've gone through, our facilities in our educational places provide a place where a child can have a good sleep, aside the fact that it's a sick bay. It's in Kakrama Day, Sawaba. And because most of us with Yakasa had a Afro-Bani attention span is in the morning, we want to get it in the morning before any other thing. But this is an advice I want to give out to Yene at church of Yene schools, especially those who are listening. But how many are they? So being the mouthpiece of Afro-Bani, I want to communicate to us as parents and as teachers. I know that you want the child to get to school early so that you can also get to work early. So let's try and work out our kids sleeping early. Let's give them the benefits of sleep, and let's encourage ourselves, the young teachers, what school I bet chairman. But then always remember, Afro-Bia who comes to school very early, between them 5 and 6:37, is a child who didn't get enough sleep. At least let them sleep a little bit in the morning, because Kwame Sawanda them it give them a standard growth. They're not able to eat well, want to concentrate to a class. And remember that this is the time where Afro-Bani mind 80% is being groomed. And to say you them 80% and more, no, that's our track or grade 1. Ibona Afro-Bani why get obey obese obey kese, and things like remembering what they've been taught, relating with Niti Chapo, playing with friends, the minya will come down. And somebody will say that we've taken something out of school, which was nap. There is something called the power nap. The power nap that gives a child 20, 30 to 45 minutes sleep in between the hours of the day in the afternoon, where we have the stage 1, the stage 2, stage 3 to stage 4. when we used to allow kids to sleep a bit at school, we used to have great results. But these days, them time for them to take a nap. When you travel to Japan, China, when you travel to Indonesia, when you go to their classes, when you go and wired in such a way that in the afternoons when the kids want to take a nap, they can bend it and push it back and sleep.
Wow.
This is what we call the power nap. This is what the brainiacs were using. Your Einsteins, your Teslas, your Nicolas were using to help themselves learn. And so I'm pleading on behalf of teachers. Say, Afraba school, and then repetitive, that means they are not getting good sleep at home. Work on it for them. Let them have a good sleep in the morning, a little. Then when they come up, they wake up, they'll be refreshed enough to get studying. But in the afternoons when a child wants to sleep, like the Omuto small girl you showed me, food itself needs the child to sleep and grow in between. But encouraging that, but when the child needs it, we should find a way to work around it. That's right. You ask the bankers, they'll tell you their little secret, forgive me, but they'll go to the washroom and find a nice time to take 5 to 10 minutes nap, and when they come back, they are well to do. You have no idea. And one of these days, I'll tell you
tell us more.
how not necessarily between the lunch and time, they have a way of it. Because if you don't, Kwame, you will break down. And just imagine you an adult going through this. It's affecting our younger ones. And so if you see somebody who is depressed, who is anxious, who is going through certain things in life, one could say you are stressed, you are anxious, the sleep is taken. And the scary aspect is when you take less than 5 minutes sleep, Kwame, is not intelligent. So this is where I will put it. So we need power naps in between for our kids to help our kids develop. Because in as much as we will provide them everything, if they don't get the healthy aspect of it too, on Wednesday we will get a medical practitioner to give us a little note on the sleep thing that we are talking about, so that at least so at Let's Talk, we say it's a home away from home. We provide that space for that child to sleep, and then we encourage that the child wakes up and then learn. I'm advocating because I need the place to be asleep and not necessarily a sick bay. Unless the child is sick. Little Joy Health Shop. If you have a child always 12 years and above, I beg you, get Koa mixture for them. It will help them develop money brain. The master and Mamincha, Kelvin Pharmaceuticals and they pay for giving us IU labs, especially for my babies and their guns and their stress, so we don't sleep. We were talking about yawning. We are not sleeping. But in your IU labs are ever. The Nature Blend Hospital is a very beautiful place. As a family, you have to go. Mamifa Ayin Cross on the 5th of August. If we are Montessorian, let's say practice Montessori, or you have the name on your school. Montessori Alliance of Ghana, which I serve as the president for, is organizing a program. I would love you to take part. And it's a get together for a glass, and that's all. And then ensuring that we are learning about all these things. The flyer is on my status, so you can watch it from there. And it's happening at Grace Chapel International. The headquarters at Kaneshi First Light. If you are into Montessori practice, this is the time to get together. To learn for us. I don't have a problem if you're a parent. And we have Montessori for parents, and we at Let's Talk, we do that for our parents. So call us on 0249 069821. 0249 0698.
7.9 FM Feel Sanhwe Life in Suwa TV XYZ. Dwabo Ase ene adwumadi no meden dia krako fida kon wo studio ha wo Osu Kwamenka and the rest of the team no our University of Professional Studies UPSA and Chekrano Simabako intem yebe crossover na yenga kohonom na womode Dwabo Ase dwumadi no atwa so ewo. This is because the National Democratic Congress and this amanyokunu mebun a womo ene wo be launch the Youth Manifesto mebun manifesto nyina so awode ere mayen na nunti wo pese woton yera John Dramani Muhammad de mayen se yento no na afi we yento abanfa ma no ene yebeto adwumade ne so ede afi honom enti no entekra no yebe cross over na yakọ UPSA na kwa menka ene team no aso adwumade num ewo ho baransa na yebe kono ma mefa sidan koma Little George Health Shop Little George se menka nchire se honom ene obepuemu honom a koa mixture a eye papa no mepacho eno honom na obenye bi ato ewo ho. If you was a main country, say Mr. Q Benye Biato ho 3P Gallic Misha ebi ewo honom Dominion Herbal Powder Benye Biato honom Sabasco bites in Subenya be ato ewo honum. Ibacho wongetira kwang ewo tema community 5. Was a PV or being run about no any presby asafono in 50 pair. But me after 0243 140 213 0243 140 213. Little Georgiana. Nema pankuto no wonton ewo honum. Kohokoto ne mani bi. Happy birthday to you, Yvette Mototi. Who Ablekuma South? What's your Ablekuma South executive member? A free angel da double chain. And if you say happy birthday, so and come Yvette Araba Kwanza Dako, our deputy women organizer, a at Denton constituency. Araba and Ubiama, happy birthday. And if Yvette Mototi. 21st clinic, Samin Kancho says still, baby memo, woman kuto. And I want a sciatica expert. Eti brahono mo beja pomodeng utu asentina twetwetwe wono be pato 21st clinic no betimi aboa esante hono mu du hono ma wo be research wo be nhwem ansa na wo mu di won edupa no account tim pato bomodin ko esante obi wo betimi agina ho ache uyo drobe ni wakasi ya city e kura wa aiza usimesi be pato onko hono mu no ko japomodeng 21st clinic me patch one telephone number is 0540 311 311 0540 311 311 one hour 15 branches across Ghana. Shisha won ko japomodeng.
Power FM.
Agbozo Herbal Clinic premature ejaculation merima 1 minute enya depa low sperm count me patch enya depa STDs me pacho nya depa emianso so sabi white o de bua nya depa so ho enti bomodem na hwehwa Agbozo Herbal Clinic wate ewo kwashiman wo ben eye ahifi no obetimi afra 0241 750 282 and 0557 402 696 one branch in the back so ewo tema community 25 one and Savannah Junction no NAD animhwe about Death Traco Estate for 0557 402 696. Let's talk educational consult. A honeymoon ye man I feel no 6 months. Copim 6 years no. Yedi one beko ninga titi wong. Yedi one befa a Montessori Quangso. And I abe for Quangso ye for switch mo Friday no. A honey beko. If I told you be a web school, upe baby, ye bet me a titi watch the chair for teachers. Teacher ye bet training 1 year ankasa. No benyan nyan sani mideno. Ediasha umofra no nasa wo student no so ediamawa. Let's talk educational consult. A honeymoon what do teachers in your no, this are quality training no amawo. A lovely training. Ipacho mufranu so beko let's talk educational consult no. Ipacho becho entrepreneurship, if a public speaking, technology, and if a art. Let's talk educational consult wonge chirakwang e wo Teshinungwa estate wo ben le Jokuku municipal eye assembly no e wo Mango Street ni so from 0249 069 821 0249 069 821. Maminya sa okwanya so mfanche kesipa enkoma Apostle Parkwesi Havens. Lovely morning to you, and of course to Madam Daitisa Ampofo, Madam Taibomb, Madam Asipi Nyami Onshramom. Enche krano ye be cross over na yanga ko University of Professional Studies UPSA. A honum na kwamenka Emmanuel Wusu Calvin Asante Ralph and the rest of the team no ewo Dwabo Ase dwumedi no ofa etoso no obesom area mame kwam utiminka ubeso mama baransana no mamemfa asida enkoma Moses Clinic and Herbal Center ipacho infisha mako eduasane over 30 years ena Moses fo ebai wonga boye ye papa titiru merima no yam prostate hunsensem ehwa no mboa yen ntimpacho unsu tiemi se upese unya ayaresa bia obekọ na wobetimi ahwew umoja bedi afuksan ye kama wobetumi aboa ma obegina wonanso cholesterol bia woni peduanu mu enye wobetumi abalance no ede ama ye kama efi bia woni peduanu mu wobeyi edi efi honom na wobema wonu a ebetumi boost immune system na mepacho eye Moses Clinic and Herbal Center tie na prostate no marima no mudu honom a hwehwemu biara ise ne fata no wobeye ede ama uyo berima young guy if no waware wangasa onimza ahoden no eni ho ipacho koho wobebua wate ɛna fɛ oyɛ awo no wayɛ ɛmaayɛ hypertension, diabetes, sciatica, typhoid, malaria, stroke. Hey, ɛna ebia na ɔtwe na wie ukɔyɛ ade bi ebu akem ɛnkɔ so ho enti afi wo be adwuma mu no ai sɛ ne wadan DJ scratch no scratch sa choko obi nu kasa grodu nza cha okutuma sɛ ne oyi sika oboa yare bi no wakɔtete kɔ Medimosis Clinic and Herbal Center na wɔn mu a wate but wɔn akira kwan head office no ɛwɔ dental barrier wɔn mu ni police station no ɛna di animhwɛ Accra Central wɔ Ghana Highway Authority yard no mu nso so no wɔn ɛhyɛ AESL building no mu ɛwɔ ministries Ajay Kojo one any school for the death no and Edian Kumase one ebutu ahinema kokobeng Fredog was 0244 068 447 0244 068 447 Medimosis papa kohonum na koje apomodin na brebia enkoye wie efei okwan mu atene okwan mu ada ho enti menua kwa menka osi onkan so ye dengara obekan waka magana konkan na brebia nso so akoyie Kwam Otiminka, so mami, our UPSA. To a new dawn, we've walked this path far too long. So let us rewrite all history, for Ghana needs a change.
And may the heavens rescue this land. We need a man with vision to lead. John Mahama is the man for us. Oh, Ghana needs a change. No, I am sorry and
also notice that the bulk of our people here are farmers. And so we need to support our farmers to be able to produce. The problem with our economy is that we are import dependent. Everything we import from outside. Indeed, food products alone account for almost $3 billion every year of our import bill. And a lot of these things are products that we can produce locally. Even we rely on our neighboring countries for some products like onions and tomatoes. And these are all things that God has blessed us with the land. He's giving us sunshine. He's giving us water to be able to do so ourselves. And so we're going to come and assist the farmers so that we can produce enough food. Before you do anything else, the first thing you need is to satisfy the stomach. And so food is the number one priority. And the only way we can produce enough food is to support the farmers to produce it. And that is why NDC is coming to establish farmer service centers. Every farmer service center will have at least 10 tractors with planters, harvesters, everything that a farmer needs. You have fertilizer, you have weedicides, you have improved seeds, everything. And each farmer has to register with the farmer service center closest to him. They will come and measure your farm and see how many acres you're doing. They know how much seed you need. They know how much fertilizer you need. They will come and plow for you. They will harrow for you. They will plant for you. And they'll do it on high purchase, on credit. And when you harvest your crop and you sell, you come and pay, so that the next season they'll have money to support you again. This will help our farmers to be able to produce more food.
And I Facebook here already so your University of Professional Studies Accra. Na no me ya chamo so far that the professor enframane abode ni bibia wa ha aye krado e dia ma enedai na enedai kra ye dia da ene International Youth Day ewo ewiase afana nyina wiase afana nyina di ewurusie e de fa mabunu enkanko mabunu mpuntuo ene ye mabunu ankasa eda ba wo man ga na ha sei no NDC amanyokuo nkwa na ye amanyokuo amahunu se watu no wasi wo se enedai wo beye dwumadie e de ahye Ghana mabunu ho animonyam na wo UPS ya no na dwumadie kase no baba bekoso hall na eda ye nim ha sei no enipa ahyase ebo wuram na nsiesie ekoso wo no ho na nhyiamu no ebekoso ba ye baba san komo no so later, but for now yemusa mabunu a ehyam wo ha sei na se omo aye ni omo ahia wo UPS say enedai jina be ne jina homa homo anase edai so na se kire ne jina homa hono den ye ne omo ebedi nkomo e de afa sa asemi ho but afi theme anase titira sema eda International Youth Day no abefo adeyo abefo tintafidie adeyo ani hia ehia se ye begina so sa mama hodo a ewo wiase afara nyina na yaboa ama mabunu no etumpon obo my Ghana say na tebia ne sitie normal bebre na asi afi mu titiriu ene mfia hodo a ebesere ko enkomo a ejina power my Ghana ansakra ne eba beto aba ene se enoma ebetima boa am yenye nyina so ansa ne yegina abefo tentafidi ade yoso no yenye mu pi ebi ne nnwuma eni ho ebi ne enoma yebetimi dia toto akwa mu sede be ya abefo ade yo no ebetimi akoso tote sa no no bebre yenye ba oba His Excellency John Mahama na penso a omo sha asese omo tu sa na mo no ba sa na mo ntuo no ekoduru sei ye ne mabru ni bi beka sa na ya hwe etitira semi ene sa dai sede esigina homa omo mechia ebi wa ha se wo University of Professional Studies Accra eja bramchense ha o want to say me watching so that's it. Akra confida konsa wo hye odwumadie na se no wo ka asem bi ebie phone lines ebusa se Ghana mabunu ade akra no mo hwe ade akra ne o mahi ade na brantie wo kan bi ansa ne yeba basabra yeba de mema no ehwe ni nyina nguo wudi
yeah from me David Otre
David Ufriva Takrade na waba nchemu ya asem wa okay ba wo no ndo mama nyoko bia
David
wo ndo mama nyoko bia ene day ejina ho say ma o
and International Youth Day.
That's right.
And also the National Democratic Congress da pon Moody. Inti yaso ya ba say ebeti emunsem.
Na ase ebeba ensem o mo beka no. And International Youth Day omutitira asem say ye nyina barefoot intafidi ade yoso na ye mfentu mabunu no abra bompon. What does that mean to you?
Oh, it means a lot to me because when you go to other advanced countries now, utimu says abefo adeɛ no ama ɔman no etumpɔn. What I say, who call man bit say China CCR, Ghana for bebre youth, egu China or Musia San Yomano. Intimidity say San Yomano so say a course where my Ghana mo ever.
But by a buyer memoir, and I'm on here to DNA, I say, Yaya Crado, Ediama, Sa impunto wabrabono.
Oh, to me, need the media me who say Yaye Bibiasa, although me who say or more see STEM schools be around, but Ghana has 16 regions, and then I've been to almost half of the regions in the country. I mean, who is our STEM school?
But about the one case is here, no. Ekasa fasa de Ghana penifo hunu mebuno no. And a mebuno no debi omusu e de friend no ma hodwa said ye penifo to one amount. And Ghana penifo te yesu frase ye Ghana mebuno no. Omoti ase.
Oh, near koso omanu de omoti. Omuti pa.
Omuti yesu frase.
Omuti ase. Nemo eye say omwana omasheda ayo madwin say isan yesu from no omu nkasa en. Say omuni a omu omanu. Near koso ne omuni. Sebi ende sikani bi osori fi nufi anopa okura Land Cruiser. And the original filling station. Land Cruiser oba fellow tank 3,000 Ghana cedis.
That's right.
Inti everybody is feeling the hardship in the country. Inti omunim ne ekoso.
Eti kaonko kenne day vice president awope president edi president of the Republic of Ghana akana kakra bi no wafri abemu kenne day ya eye International Youth Day e kaonko my Ghana ye focus be there.
Oh, me the sisi akra the your friends say vice presidential candidate obeye flag bearer of the MPP. Oba catching say watch $1. Sisi asa no sa. Onja asa no na onko $1 ninjina ona sisi ayebre. Onja asa no. Asa no asa no cry offbeat. It's media me na make catch Ghana youth for say nia aban osu sisi ana omo ye de emboaye. Emboaye. Na sisi ano so no. Ye youth na ye o man no. Nia ebe boyen na ye hwehwe. Nia ebe ma oman no etumpon eno na ye hwehwe. Nia ebe ma ye benya adwuma ayo eno na ye hwehwe. Wo sorry I want to say youth be 18 years, 20 years, wakobo krono, wakotwe eto obi so, enye eno na ye pe. Edwuma na ye pe ayo. Say ye sorry anopa na ekwa edwuma, esere eda obi anim. Enim eno na ye hwehwe.
But anopa oba UPSA has say so te said you can say obi e pen ne daily bread. Ope bibi kakra to no kakra to no bottom said be ya ne sabet makona no ohwe mechi ase ya obehunu mabunu bia ono no ebabuna brante ono babunu watwam kakra bat wada so giram pa ogira ne naso wutu so ton beret ya woton ye che ya wotonton ne tia wa ne say ne daily bread no ye dey wo hwehwe ka on a normal day no kenya say nhyamu we ya kono normal day wo abonte a wo twen sa amafo beba abano soto abeto but enye sa na tie meboa
Pochwan sa pepepe
but adentina timem eyo mamu mpanimfo no omuntimi nya sa nyintumu no no muntimi ntu anamo won susu ye di entra.
Oh, and me pesa me you see hard times though, but still send nyama ekona wohwa always youth ye go street a ye picket ye demonstration na police for boy ani ade nia ya ye ne betimi aye bia nti me ne ameka ne say ye bo apayo aye ni da ho pa e na omode ye
me da say me ne abema a won so abeka sa do pay obetumi akona the microphone no ama me producer abusia for high power 97.9 and a face TV XYZ ye guso our University of Professional Studies Accra that is the mekan no dwumade ye kase pa ye hwe animu se besi enche bia no wabra abo no ndu eye youth manifesto launch no eye mabunu no manifesto Omobabe Pahontuma. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Ebeba Jumedi Yase, Sansuna, National Youth Organizer, Edema NDC Amanyo Kono, Ora George Opariado, our Sansu ye, Merenimini, Onoso Beba Jumedi Yasia, Komono Betimi, Akoso, Kama. Now, Sabina, I can say, peaceful citizen, already, Nasum Gena, or ye, or the Yetimenino, there be our Kuma, Ghana, Yapomodin Winsam, Yapomodin Punflo, Yasupiti. Omo musia dia so mo ba be ya nurse for a doctor for omo ana ogusu a okomo peaceful citizens mo ati mo Baba.
Power
FM TVS Sunye.
Midase.
Yabe PMO UPSA. And then Metia Konya Mesa. And then Yabatia Yemedia Sabeboa. But any brabo, my Ghana. Titru and that day, a year International Youth Day. Mabunu so many abre. Almost a few among corners are phrase. And the Antina man common apejasa.
Yes, Obrena, ye brewo Ghana, Intina apejasano. Say, see, attention was system, the Muna, so be a din. What I say, Obrewo Mupa, who share price is good. Youths no ye bre. Unemployment, prices of fuel. Omu koton idea crisis. So, but say, Obia, beso ye business, kakran, now, so dollar now, your vice president, so betchin, $1 no. Into they say dollar na ti chain eno odwane into youth no omu so omu mia omeni no enko ye na so de ya ni say kasa na omu kasa ni na no omampani no ntie we got demonstration a yebebo we ya strike yebe threaten say we ye adwuma obabi kra na bia opese okeka ho kakra na opese okasa yebe pamu yebe yiwedi into ama obi ayedin we are living under tension silent tension. One your man see what Kenya.
That's right. Egusuesi.
Yes, Egusuesi.
Egusuesi.
And Yansheya in the next future, and Ghanaian youth to be on the
and in fact, Nigeria and Bangladesh.
Exactly.
Yes. It was Yansheya. Yes,
a bit to Amangana because we try to say Nigeria now. Ukano. Estati kakran, and Yoma Bayadin, Kenya, and your bread, no some the tax to bread. So imagine Ghana tax will be so. You have this COVID-19. I can't want there's still COVID-19 tax on every single item. But Obia Yedin, okay, young can say taxes no malls, no, and I said big shops. What about our food stuff? Musi planting for food and jobs. And accommodating. Okay, Musi one village, one dam. And in so na dam na muye no, then I'm the na youth no yet no ye who say paying for no a bit sila dapa or what scour ni dime. Was cash baby, come election as say. It means a scour mining.
There's a for them, a for polytank.
Exactly.
So meaning say a coin of Mofasunya says cano. Abeya here, the ama mebununa.
Exactly. I to say, yeah, Juma Momo. Because then prices cost through, no, and yes, and salaries cost through. What I say, Yejina Fakun, salaries no go, but tariffs, GDP, BBI, everything is going high. And I hear Dean say so to me, Casa. Because who call your demonstration class, who can who ask my Yabu Waka. Until brand so I be my parents, near family, no. I had to say, kind.
Okay, it's another International Youth Day, no. Osho Mutitrasema, Omokasafa, Abarefoot, Fidie, Ade Yoso. Far from Ghana, here as a ball.
Exactly.
It's far away.
It's far away.
And should I hear Ghana, sir?
And here Ghana, say also Musha Ghana, Nyoma here. Into for instance, NDC forecast on 24-hour economy. Instead, so Mubet Nasi. I shall say, Nyoma na ye Jomahama Kayeno. Or yen is saying, but instead, no more criticize the idea. Into it to say, MPP for no more say bread. On pese ebre nti ye omu hu se bibi be ya man kra omni e be kwa fa ho
but abai de kana sudi ana se na sade ne se obetete memofo no yawo omo hawo ne wagina so atu ana mo aye bibia fa eti wo pa che se ebo apayo o ma hyeda
me hu ni so ma hyeda me hu se o ma so esi enye onu na o mo dwen hu se na o be didi ame na o mo dwen ye hu. What I say, 8 years in government. Now we have nothing to show. Okay, Anthony said, okay, some time ago, Musi, John Mahama, sorry, I was see infrastructure. No, na ebe diana. Are we going to eat roads? Okay, and then is. And the roads now say yo, okay, you the roads. I say,
also my yakwancho bia. My yakwanchen, Kwame Nkrumah abai.
Mami fa aboso kan kwan in your example mao. That is a major road. But a major road leading to a teaching hospital. Nene say 1 year lucky. Na ambulance be tremu. Now car traffic mo honoma. Utiati. What I said, these are some of the basic needs. Okay, musi John Mahama ACC hospital. So I say, mudia mu bububi. Buna mu bubi, mu sibi. they should mention the Omesi because ye pay juma infrastructure na was say sisi ho na di anya juma ye but say one si bia maya then e be juma wohu it is a mu bubi now at the end of the day moon can policy bia for the youth in China it means ene day I was say any brepan na yeta NDC fu
it ene wabra yeta NDC fu achi na youth manifesto e ba be koso no e de na wo hwe animu say wo mu de be hye manifesto ni mu a
yeah, into the most important thing I mean, Mati dada no 24-hour economy.
Okay.
Mati asiye pound se miyenes ni intino. That system named dada. It is the best policy any country would adopt to help the youths of the country.
So
exactly. And to juma now, says our policy no. It means as a juma back to me employ nipa 3 at a go.
Okay.
So instead of 1. You are using 3 people.
Yeah.
It means say and then me by morning now, we by afternoon now, we are by night. What I say, so if a juma ba could be better me employ nipa be 200 per day. It means any person our employ 600 per day. So that is the best policy. So no sa obi abenye biedi. Obi abenye bia supporting him. Now to make year running over in such a way say why we are lucky cry. Nipa ba kumbeti menya juma mienu. And ti say we normal 7 to 3 and 8 to 3. Now we bafie na onishi ya. We resti kakra now so when your nights be wo baby.
So in the case of the health sector no, unless for makwaje ntetia omutifie ne edema ban so before mo amoma ba adwuma no with the 24-hour economy be easy because obehia shifting kind no.
Enu dey say for nurse for no cry there we hold that omo problem ye posting.
Okay.
What I say as we stand since 2020 omo gusu tifio. Afa na omo say maybe a portal enu cry ye tete ebi mu ntumi access portal. Wohu and imagine say we go school 3 years now we tine fie 4 years we go school and wanko wohu parents crash we be liability omo sure kan make say wo aya boka won ho ewie nu yes intino afọ nurses cry there no omo there no okay but share other sectors now his excellency kan no I think say no one ebe boan production sector imagine say yeah production center air running 24 hours. We would produce excess and export. And the omombe export business bi. What I say. So if we are producing something, say your cocoa, your share butters needs and we are able to produce extra because you are working extra hander. Obinsu ye business for whom? Because now everybody can get enough to export. And the country will get money in return.
And indirectly in a bit messy. And normal bisa ya tai krafa ama for me
exactly ebetumi aboa because see the now the big shit no me did this MPP for baby now international trade sana me hu no yes it seems like they are exporting every single thing.
Wow.
From our food stuff to our basic needs, even toothpick cramati say ekra. Meanwhile, we have at times to kwanya we shall say bebre ye Ghana. Ye want natural resources bebre. I mean to me be some say so what do we need? What are we keeping all these things for? What stops us from investing in our own?
Yeah.
Now so I share in paying for no huge amount of money they are able to start international trade. Now so in local markets no yen to me and now we share Ghana foreigners ni ye business wa ha see yen youth no.
Yeah.
Me see me koji shop I mean to mean ya. But foreigner be to asisia.
Yeah.
What I say?
It be trasa no money nyina so. Peaceful citizens e be sa akasa bi o medo asepa and e obra wonyama ebusia for higher TVXYZ that face power 97.9. What sounds so share wo Facebook TVXYZ Ghana na YouTube so X na yeguso our University of Professional Studies Accra. Higher fountain no Jamamonso almost able say is yoni pubasana Easter bi na fonti yase na mabeto abrante wa bi wa ha say onya kokoro abrante pa abrante re te say
bibia wo ko me
abrante re fro say
o e from Kofi Anyanve
Kofi kasa de na wo be ma
e from Kofi Anyanve
Kofi wo kwa wa ho
me kwa wa pa
wa bre ho
ma bre yesi bara jole e bedu ale
be from ye we wo dwe ho say
oh e from
oba de na ye ne de ho
ye Philippa
from an de papa
ye fili o ka say you abrochi
o ka say you abrochi akra Kofi da ko e from na bo wa ha no anu enyunu kakra fi se bia ya ye we enua bebre wo ha eti aboa ma wotimi home kama ena mframa no so ede eti wo hwe UPS said o masi a structure ha say na ha say ye bia o betima ba betena no maji o ma home meaning say adwin bi call said o masi ye no ma yi home boa
school
ena ni nyina ye perindie
school we dey minimum school we pa first na your school kit we be dem be mienu bi na esi kwanche ho no
okay
but in the ocean environment na be fully fresh university me ba ha in fact I was surprised because it been long time me de ba ha say because University of Ghana bom there but
na me twa adwe bi SBB so say o hwe ba bi o mu free ene ba bi o maduru a penindie na mo ma beduru a
penindie nse no na me kan ba say Professor Labi on a bit enim na o change the face of UPSA.
Wow.
And obaha obi akwa nka nkyerɛw in fact obaga say wa abrochi.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's true. So we share with TV so obonu nia ye kan but ye kan dia besi o my Ghana.
Yeah.
O my Ghana na wo baabi ene ya beduru baabi ye tumpon.
Media ngi di say ya tumpon bia ko enim bebre bebia ye wona na ye wo ebia enkro na mienu bi na abaka ho ebia abaka say ya tumpon kakra but bebia ye wona na ye wo
na ene dey akoye mabunu dey e dey na wo hwe anim say ya ban aban hodo political parties the ombetwe dey ato mu manifesto no mo e dey na wo hwe anim say be ka fa mabunu no titiri ene dey ya NDC eba be pa youth manifesto you want to ba e dey na wo hwe anim so ombetwe agum
media menua ne ye kan na ye embebu ansem I will zero my emphasis on youth employment or youth unemployment.
Okay.
Uhwe amman we musisi a edwuma ni ho.
Edwuma ni a?
Yes, and it's exclusive threat to the nation because time a John Mama was so no me free digit no nanka mbaka baby unemployment wo ene baby akufo ni baomia ombeji.
In fact John Mama pension 8.7 and they kasa around 14.7%.
Yes, that is good. So as wa kano when who baby a
amana na make on ya
say na yen no who baby a amana nam sisia.
Yeah.
Sometimes u sorry anepa na u hwe youth nanka wo say omu ye dwuma de boa aman we na obium tetidua se mutu dame ni nyama ha dwen bebre ejuma sam na yadia ehia mi bebi a mi fi western region oba western region there's a revolution be a coso in the rubber production we see ina no yes only 5 countries and war land ye produce rubber. Sa rubber no ye de ties.
Okay.
Now the whole world, yes, country 5 per war productive land for such rubber production.
It will come as say.
Yes. The Americans say CC and Western region they are into that. But neighbor environment ni ho. Neighbor environment.
It's a baby and on share 1 year sad in way.
Yes.
Medawa say Ebusia I power 97.9 of so TVXY the Dwabo Ase one away. Kwame Kenye Accra Covid studio na by University of Professional Studies Accra. Mame sorry free fund you na me found nante kakra. Buy a bar bibia daddy professor Jumedi ya enche be a better say by 10 a.m. no kakra ba na mebuno no so eba say and I feel so addition for omo ase no so omo ye omo ho krado e de akoma ensore ne normal hodo omo ye e de akoma ni mo abrabomu at least for I have say omo UPSA na meshia another young energetic man ameneno eba bedin komo ebusuan say
nyame adom nyame side dey adom by economy dey enye
bom e de na ekoso ho
ahokire ni atete ni oha mu a ekomo e de enye
it will just by way the planting for food and jobs chia wache dollar de ato fiase ne ne ho kro no banyina enya nsusu aso papa bia wo oh my God
David me politics no more ye effect ye feel effect in cry ye politics no more ye frankly speaking ye branka saka say youth no be kan no cry pa na ye politics na ye brepa menia
and bra ye bre no wabra wo me manfato ho no enso anu aduro ne ye de ne betima ya fa ho
the betima ya fa ho no change because usha yeah how nyina is about leadership. Now if it's about leadership, then we need to change our leadership in this country. I think that's the only option we have.
Okay. It must blessing our Greater Accra Regional Youth Organizer NDC Amanyokono. Yana betwetwe komo baby abiti me hunu baby a wogina say wode ne nsa so ne sisi a wa hye ne chichi tuntuma wogina wa Kaba bibia koso wano and I feel so say bambono so koso kama power benne day dwumade ye be abekoso wo kofi ohene kunadu auditorium yi e dey na wo hwe animu say His Excellency John Mahama and NDC and penifo nyina beka e beto asumu a ene niagana mabunu FM no bechia.
Okay, to me they are me expecting a message of hope for youth every say without young youth, I think there is no Ghana or there is no future. And we are expecting a message of hope. Now, why be that? And why be that? We expect say, obet nyami adom na say manya konya na obe babe sisani amasene be ya Ghana be fa into my pafra.
Mamusu asemo why be that enough enyina so bet baka say look ye de resh joma mamu say ono na ba be sisa o my Ghana tibia sabri why be that enough. Yes. Baby a Ghana say duro no. Enya asem to o. Ye de ka soka edakam ye ntimi ntua ye ka. Joma ama betima ye.
O betima ye abroso. Minia wo share energy sector, education. Anyway, and then akita economy. And he did well. He did very well. We should put politics aside. He did very well. And and you say I be that. Why be that? And because of experience or one, he can do better. Share politics or diba. Even a 24-hour economy. Minia, say be cancer every say we have seen people died. We have seen people lose their monies and families just because of mapong ejuma. Say mapong ejuma. People have lost their lives. People have lost their jobs and their monies. People have lost a lot. Economy no crashing down because of say time I edi ejuma na see mapong. Obeko ejuma wo hia bebia. Minia say ne uko yi ade reporter. You can know hours in days in way o. And to support pong now say okay yeah there $100 about $500 every say yapong and you have to wait for another 12 hours and the nukrano is enough and I'm telling you say yes I be done we hope say and I say nim say or bet me aye now I changing leadership now Ghana I found into my pafra.
All right, better say High Power 97.9 Afeso TV XYZ Yeguswa University of Professional Studies Accra. Minenemu ne nem guswa ne mebunu ni bi omo wa say no Asia edi nkomo. Baby aminami aha don't walk on the Lord. Don't walk on the Lord. And you are walking. Let me go and sit here. That is a mini penny. Fantastic. Yamina Daruma. I say a come up. And from an bonus, it was a come up. What feel you?
Papa.
Sir, you are dream free. Dan, or how I Ghana for you, Femana. You are dream free. But who free? I want you to Sambaso.
Major Sambaso.
Tell me how I hear from.
How are you from Cassiapa? I am Hunchira, ye from any day. As I say. MPP by Bia, what promise a brow over 2016. Wakacha say, Mahama, ni timu yedi. Amamu want to be bunny. Into mu omo babe bro mamoni. Ama baby ye fine. Not better yet on say, not do the michito our shama to Tama. Yet on 14 cities. Or see Mahama ni timu yedi. By a night, Petro Galaga Baku say, ni boy Mahama. Namreso. Enyama Mahama ye nyina omoka sha Mahama wanya de wanya ni ye ba mo ba be ye ni ye omo de omo be sei ni kra omo sei amamu no omo sei Ghana she dollar ye man pani abedi e kire ba wo me waka kire ye se dollar dollar na Mahama eje ye 4 cedi ni ekwansi kakra da so no ono wa ba obema dollar no aba fo nkwa che Mahama $1 abaye 1 cedi ene de na ehu ni omo 15 cedi na 16 cedi ana ehu dollar o sa ka che se wo chi dollar no di kina ma IGP
ebro mo ba abahe
ebro mo ba abahe mo no
o ka che so de ma IGP
o de ma IGP
o kan
na se na de na ye hu se ya se oninam campaign wonye nyina no asabone na wo na wo sa woni campaign message ba ko fo waka say youth and nebra ye bre wagana woni campaign message ba ko fo
it is na mabunu nani abre a na ye ba omia ne nana ado so
na ye ba omia ne nana ado nto mo be church Ghana fo eti aman no fi Mahama nsem se memunu sori nde eye bibia na ye friend say akofo do eni ni ba omia nto mo be cho etie yentia
eti sabre ya ye kwa kwato abai so mo ko gina si bie so no mo ka say o mo kwa ahodo so mbe fo mbe wini aba na o mo be break 8 na wo sabre ya wo ka ho kire ho asema e ya ensem na pemo say
minua ni nyina me hono say eya dada eye ntona bio esena say yo mama
bia so
want me na de ne ye de hye wo sa dada want me anye na fi no ba be ka che so over sisa de
o se kwa bi obefa so bi obefa
want me nye David akwan be no obefa so atimi ade kwani sie ade bi a esi 2020 aba ye 2 ye electoral commission e bi si da awo Ghana abakwa se mu se electoral commission be bubu aba no be 4 times ebe pinda mimi wo ha minim abadudu akufo do di wini ababa ye president o minum da ebe pim de na sende wo ye di abam amomo no hye won saf 8 years ni afu no ba be ka che se ye to abam o pima o ba be sisane ama o ba be ye bibia da bi mimi hunu se ye nto bi no mo church Ghana fo nti you to be here what see me no o hunu se akufo do no ba wo me amamu no amambu poni nti wo se ye fa amamu no Mahama back aye bida ono no betimi sisa Ghana mana ye yi esene se ne promise o mai ni nyina no wo ye he eda no first day me call terminal 3 me say me yede me tiam te se kwase ni
airport no
my goodness my goodness me said listen to me ayade aye fire bi ni Ghana na eno John Domani Mahama so ono mo si airport terminal 3 de si ho uko ahoni ye fe aye kama
enti aye
no mo oh yes wo ye bi da you friends who call Legon Hospital American Center ko na ko he ho asa buro chiri
it would normally say na wo kano
eni mo bi say na me kano
very well
eni mo bi say na me hu say yes papa no what si sa dan no aye Legon Medical Center so wa babio mo obasa ye ne ye den e chensa bebere susu wo ho won wi yansa na omudi dada ne nto ba ba giga na mo finish oba be toso aye ne ye amubro biara mo timi biara no mun kai hu say enkofo hu ye dada fo omo ba be dada ye bio nti ye ma ye ni da ye fi ye ni ye nto papa ma chonto ma ne Mahama
medase pa ebusia Dwabo Ase di pa 97.9 afeso TV so as be hu say asrafo no mo hye eye ahabamono no dodo na ba ha se anche bia ene omo ebekasa mama ne sister yi enso eni nkomo na maburu no kwa na ye ne omudi nkomo ene akokora bia nka ho bi maburu kwa mmerewafo nka ho bi ebusu obetu aso what about whistle na sorry but whistle but hwema but okay what's the time aso what's the time aso mama na say aketesia wa ho fo mai die eche nkura yo ye ahofedie na your friend say
poche from Janet Yenu me branch woman organizer wo Yarefa
branch woman organizer wo Yarefa Medina Mpeso okay solid na another day akoye mabunu day die dikan mabunu e wo Ghana ye hawo ne say Ghana mpanimfo ete ye hawo na say omudi hu dwuma na
me das me nua bema omundi e hawo no hu dwuma ani tiri nyani abre no na ya hawo na abaye nso no obi obetumi aso anu aman ye papa JDM visoni die osade oyo osa oyo nti sa hawo na mabuye nam wa Ghana ha sese ya no ono no obetumi aginya afiri mu anu tiri ni abre no
enye abi de okay wonka because we NDC ni
Debi MPP fo no kwa abo ahe ne Yesu
omuka
omuka ho bi
wonyina so ye de ayi
me ngina so ne se me mahu bebre vi se me ye woman organizer me ye house to house enti ehia MPP fo na omo nkom omo ne yedi ni kire se omo hawo no echenye kwa ye de
omo hawo no bi ye de ayi
om de ye ne aho kire na ye na mu na omo su kom bi
aho kire
ye be obsete omun so no omo bless and yes you be ya but omun to me nka
se nuane bo akosoro
ye nyina
no de how aba ni nyina omo ka bi
omo nyina ka bi
omo kan akosi sei
ye change na mahama mra
asemba na aga no
me nua be ma
TV zo me ntwa tro
me se nya ntro na mi twa geto to geto na ye kono insam a yete wo ho na ebi na me ne wo ka no
wow mo se ye ntwam
wa mo se ye
ye omo firi ho
MPP ni kura ka ache me so no ba wo mi ho nto aba ma no
but me wo mo pedifo no so gina simpie so e ka se ekwa bi o be fa so bia o be di nkunim no wo be fa so bra na champa so na me ke
o mo aye se o mo ewiem no o mo wiem no enwiem no plan na no mo nim se o mo anka se no mo ni vision no mo ni campaign message enu nti o mo adwuna ne se o mo ba wiem sti se 2020 no mo ye
ti aba sa na ndi simo ye dey
ye mpene kura
so de wano na eka
Debi yesi ye di no megu akwentum fa ma abonte
Tafi we di ankwanza
afi we di ankwanza 2020
mo bo Ghana for ma ho ba
jai
ene dey ya mo ba be pam youth manifesto you want to buy e dey na Ghana mabunu hwe ani mu se mo be ka ho asem
wo mo hwe anim nhyehyɛ ye pa a ye de baba Ghana a ye betumi ayinya afi sa ho
bit say
sa 24 hour economy na ye papa JDM de ba no menu aba mejai ebe bua mabu nti o mo ani gi sa message ne ho pa sa 24 hour economy
eno e de ade
ye papa 24 hour economy no ode ba ne kire se adwuma no aye yi sesi ayi edu time a obi bapon obi baba obapon 10 obi baba 11 obakọ 12 ne 4 enu se adwuma no ode ba ne na ebe boa yen di se o mo nda nti wo adwuma no so kura na obefa workers a
se de ye na wabrochi no enti no sare ebe boa manwuma abuso
ebe ba manwuma aba ma ho to so aba
me da say me do ase se onya bre na ye kasa no pay wo Dwabo Ase wo pa 97.9 and afa so TVSYZ and then me kwa wura asrafo mo hye enya atade bia na show mo hye green ye from the green army na no pay UPS ana ya ba no utum se ni bre so pa no de abewura nyame ncha de opanyi ba ko asemi boni din a wo man Ghana ba kwasemu ade bi eto ye no wontimi pepa mfrim e boni din na o cha se o kan nsem e de achewa ubewunu nie nti a wabehye atade we ya enye green pastors but a green army because ade na eto no ene nia esi ye ewo ne mpeso aso no ene nia esi ye ewo ne mpeso aso no utum se na ade ginjan bi a wano ankasa we swai ena Ghana for bebre nso swai se ni ukwan se bi si da ewo my Ghana bakwasemu na de ade na make safa de si ewo Techiman South wa bra ye to about 2020 emrantie ni bi o mo hwere o mo nkwa emu baako papa ni eja me mo achi mo akwa ba
yeso kwa minka
and then they watch the green army
na ya ba ye de anije so nko ena ye de abebedu a if say ye odwumadi a ya to din say manifesto launching
yebeba so
eno na ma ya be
yebeba so ba ye ko ye chikitwa bi eja nya se me ka wo yawo me say me ka nyina no wani atete eni suo ya ba but I was here doing come because I don't motivate you. Would you be baby? I would dream when you're soldiers in I say, Omeka Wechia. Sadano. Obano, Edani Bunkum so your falcon. Edian see here.
Kwame, Dano de Naira who said, Matachi, my mind, said there was some no shall say, I will cancel one kaimi yawono. But one kaimi yawo, but Sassimu Wakano, ya will be a baby with me, Musia Menoka say. Dano Nene easy. Yato Abba, since from President Rollis, I wajan the Babiko, President Kufuor, Preso, Atamels, Peso. John Mama peso ansana yeba Akufo-Addo peso sa nipa mebo mu nyina di election bia no ayakwa ayanya owuwom obia no owuwo sa election until sa Akufo-Addo na ban oba ya ye ko election a yenya nipa nwotwe a omawu Ghana ha besi nne Akufo-Addo won kan hwe
etu bai etuo ne de ball no kun no
ball no tuo ene kun no
na wo dwane anase na ono so collation center obi
de tin say me amigina me Techiman South Youth Organizer
ko
the frame Yusuf Amalo
that's right
Samre no na me youth wing leader. Na ye na mikita youth wing ni nyina. Nti election day no ye to aba no ye wie na wo say mehwe ma bebia polling agent for no bia ye nya pin sheet. Nti ye fa omo so ye divide ye ho ema ye gidi pin sheet no nti wie na ba polling coalition center.
Yeah.
The coalition center one enim say ye bebo aba na the wawin no wodi anije ni ahunhoa na waye de ben wodi eden ya to aba wi a nipa oba wi no the supporters and there should be jubilation.
That's right.
O me jubilate ya anije says ada no utimi so obia eye ne de no na anije no atmosphere na yeso no nko.
Yeah.
Nti ye ba no say anajo no ye nyanti ye say aba no ombebo no anajo no ama obi a wo wi ne no ya free ho. Sana omo deliberate attempt bi say aba no ye parliamentary candidate Christopher Basunti Bayre na wa win but na nipa bia bo mutiri mpo say enam say omo pe majority in parliament nti no omo fe kwan bone na bebia ye declare ye no ye de tuo aba be kunkum ye na ye de agina so de agisa aba no nti da no ye gina ho anadwo no saa ma de kyen
etinim anya information dada
information
so mutiri mu ponie
na ye nya information dada
say ya betutu akum nipa
na wo hwe a da na ro se me wo se kwa me ma menka bibi nkyiro say ye two parties and no coalition center ho MPP gina fa NDC gina fa na da no omo de amokas nyina ba ho so we police for ni military for no a baby na omo de omutu ahwe nyina NDC for yeso but baby na MPP for gina no to obi an hwe
but to both bibi sa beba na e bia bambo nyuma na te say oye ne bi ba besi na NDC for na no mabo chenku ni timem for na no mabo chenku no mu kura sekan no mu kura tuo no mu kura kodie bi
kwame yeti sa but ya mfanya adwuma say betima no kore
but na mu kura bibi sa
yenkita hwe sa wo hwe video no a video so no sam say munyina munyae
yes
mu so obi kita bibi mu so obi kita bo obi kita sekan obi kita tuo sa na na erigina ho e say ade a na ye ne say yemmo aba no na de wawe no yemfa ne kudu de ma no nti na mo nyina na wo hwe a NDC for no na yenim say ya win it na we na jubilation no na circulate erane amanfo obotwe na ya bozu ye nti no enam tirimu po a na ewo mutirimu no ene na ma omodi tuo no afesi NDC for
wow
nti omodi for esi ya kopem say pinche free dam ho epie omonna so even military proper military for kwa na omo no e ka kire say aba no de ye parliamentary candidate wa win na yenya abotra na ombebo aba no electoral officer na obebo ama na de kura fe na omukro omugina kura na omabre
wow
asama military for no
what's a proper military
not
just say improper military for me
proper military omoye vigilante group ya show omo military atade ya show omo o ye ni mo e kwame omo MPP party faithful
and yet the atade bi aso mo
military atade na aso omo na be dis abone no
omo free techman south
free techman yes mo omo so omo be dis abone no e na omo be dis abone no techman fo e ka hu bi techman fo bi mensa kosa
wow
enne enyo na MP
on na MP
one benefit yes awu no sie no enam hwan so e na sa de ni sie one benefit ye enyo na tisu o
but also no kan wo fa ase kra ho ke
no den kwan no wo fa ase wuo no ba na no wo fa ase na say boy no onye wuo na oye no wo fa ase wo fa ase a ye hunu abusuafo mi gino me akola ne papa na wo no oye akola no wo fa ase na mi hunu ya busuam mo ma fie wo da bechi aida emre be na oye no wo fa ase ye to aba akola no wuye no oye no wo fa ase a na wo ti ase ne na no wo fa ase ndi kwa me ya re ho sem
eti ye kwa 2024 ya titi bibi free brand example ho emu nyina ma hwe video ni abo e de a kire mo pen na no na his excellency Victor Smith e wo studio no okasa afa ho se wo gusu a wo kasa wo gina simpie so a wo kasa wo mba fa kwan bia so e di nkuni mu abato yi mo so bibi sa wo tia na wo kai de to mo e wo techman south a e die na wo wutrim sa abre
kwa me na asem na asem sire kura ma me manu fa sa asem no kura na emba mu kura ayasem sire ono brana champa wo kasa no wono se wonfa ma ye to aba no na se JM awini a ompie nka se wonfa ma se JM awini dia fine sɛ ɔwɔ abusuafoɔ so ɔmo pɛ sɛ basabasa esi man no mu a ɔmo abusuafoɔ esu abusuafoɔ ɔmo na wɔ agyapade wɔ Ghana ha nyapade nkasɛ ni nyina yɛ ɔmo dia yɛde yɛ hiafoɔ eni hwie o wo na wɔ agyapade a wosi sɛ wɔ agyapade no wompɛ sɛ wɔbɛbɔ ho ban a sɛ basabasa sɛ esi a ɛne dɛ obi anim anam ɛsɛ otu nti sɛ wo se wo mfa ma ntɔkwasi a wo taakiri mi a sɛ wo ho yɛ den sin mi a me so mɛtaako wo ba
baba to nya ntɔkwa
mɛtaako wo nua mɛtaako wo maame mɛtaako wo ɔfaseɛ
baba to nya ntɔkwa
abato nya ntɔkwa a ɔno ka sɛ ɔmo mfa ma ne nyina so no sɛ ntina ma ɔsɛ ɔmo mfa aba no ma yɛ
so obodua mɛsa ba nkyɛn ma mra wo nuanom nso na yɛ ne ɔmo di nkɔmɔ 111 deɛ wo kan yɛ ɛno abi no ɛwɔ wo tirim ana bodi
Kwame
wɔfa
Ghana mabunu yaye mɔbɔ dodo
Ghana mabunu
yaye mɔbɔ dodo ana manka ne yie koraa
saa wa deɛ ɔka wo pa kyɛ sɛ
Kwame am sɛ
ya
mabuna yɛwɔ Ghana sisi a yɛni daakye yɛ daakye no President Akufo-Addo ne na pamfo yɛ daakye no ɔma hyate no ɔma kyɛ sɛ ɔma break here into pieces aka Ghana mabunu ya gye yɛ ho a ɛngye minua Kwame hwɛ sɛ mimi gyina ha yi na yɛsɛ yɛkyɛ Ghana car me de twam 200 million na memi 200 million me de kotua ka adwuma bɛn na Akufo-Addo bɔ de ama me a me kotua ka 200 million obi a wo ba from Kwame Nkrumah penso edi besi John Dramani Mahama penso wo se Ghana yɛka ɛyɛ 122 billion.
That's right.
Ghana si
eka omujato
wono ɛni nti Ghana nkoyie yɛte sika soso yɛkɔm de yɛ metima yɛ adi roto agye kwan yɛ mɔbosia
ɛno ade yɛbɛgyina so anya sika
bosia bɔ ɛyɛ ne edibu man a kame baketwa betima bu man ɔselo wusu so kasa no na mo akeka sansɛm we nyina akyerɛ yɛn na finance minister timanya kokodura bɛgyina parliament akakyerɛ Ghana fo sɛ kana obeto no 122 no enam 742 billion omunya 8 years omudi 620 billion
na abeka
ye ka ho
wow
na Ghana babu wo dache uni that
eti na wo ka de na achiro mo
enti ne me ka kire Ghana mabunu ni se brana champon se hwanyo se omu handi over me bawo nyo ne ka se auto Senate hotel no anenti awanto
ojem
oye bema a onkote
okay
ya no keke wantimi anto Ghana fo na di tumi ema obi enye bra na champon say ye to abanne na Ghana fo se NDC awene a who is Brana Champon nanum ena ye ne hene ena onam na otiti kire MPP fo
okay mabe call for so wo so na memma mu kasa na minte wonka de wonuanom aka woni omo ya adwen
minua
babodi
oh your friend Amiwabu deputy youth organizer Techiman South constituency baby MPP fo ku yen no na ne minuanom kan ye no enye agrobi na yedi we are ever prepared say Brana Champon say omo hand over kwan a obefa no ofa hye obefa fam we are ever prepared say ye twen omo so omo aye omo adwen say ntritiri asem na sabi moja no bi wo bia mu otwa ebeba ye twa ebeba
me da say ma we call for so na ono so enfa na no disem entudwa eja bodi
Pacho friend is Samarishme, deputy youth organizer at Dwabo Ase constituency.
Dwabo
Ase constituency.
Ase persuasion. Also, edi na wakafa bra ye kwa to abane nsem keke ya ye keke o campaign trail so yi.
Yo me da se kwame na dia me bra amelo kan no no kre. On say 2020 elections no. Ntakwa no MPP for my plan dada. Because at Dwabo Ase honorable Sanja Nanja na siasi ti no ye ne regional minister. Oya Kofi Amakohini, oya MPP ni na eko. Into by all means, no per se already election no. And yes, youth ni CMP ni.
No per se we
okay. Because a drumrebi or the ballot papers eko polling station bi eko nkrumpe lecture area. So the kwako from. And a yenya tipo. Sometimes so ya organizing mabunu bebru 50.
It will come and I could say.
Yes, and see a person who say,
yeah,
Ntakwano ma planning no. ABC, Techima South no. Yenimpa. Because that day no, Techima South, day na your quality, at Dwabo Ase MPP Nibi, a frame chairman, a catcher me say, collation center na ye gina ho no me free ho. Wow. Na soldiers beba ho. Man fa phone na share me packet mu na soldiers are surround here. No ma o ma share pam here. Afri ho no. Ye pese o mu hu say 2024 enkon
sa ma ko for so tentem na ye no wano eja body
yo kwame ye frame Bagben Junior Kingdom South Youth Organizer
and speaker oh papa na
me ba cho speaker onye mebusia but we bear the same name.
Okay.
All right, yetio na me free yama me sompa hima Lodina Mahama ne kwensuensi na kwame 2020 BBC Kingdom South na mi gina say aka kire wonu atie for say 2024 de Kingdom South ye be hye sompa hima Lodina Mahama na yasa gi seat no ama oba pa filisha je na wasa be ka NDC ho e parliament kwame NDC youth ye ni abre na enam say we campus intino meka bibi kakra a kire a school for no mo fie muti
for the tougher
ene ye be launch the youth manifesto na wonya ye document na ye will be a friend of student loan trust fund plus and kola mutifia mo awie secondary school mo pay university akọ ebia mo am pesa mo ba UPSA say amuntimi ma ye student loan trust fund plus no kire say wonya admission na say jo mama ben mom o chiro wuntimi nti officer sa student loan trust fund plus no ye betimi aso wase na wa be school u be school ye kura na a process loan no amo kwame ebio youth no amutie no jo mama say o man no ayeden bebre bet na ye twa bet so na ya say den agi ye tax enti no ye ba sa betting tax no ye twam na youth no mo ho atomo.
All right,
the twa to youth no amutie no ye see ye be 1 million coders program.
Okay.
Enti mabru no omo benya adwuma yeden aye entrande wo hu youth ya be gu asia ye ni abra ye ba be support this agenda and Bono is agenda 1111 no Bono is 11 city no ye gini nyina ye chama UNESCO Nkranda South Nkranda North Techiman South Techiman North Nkranda North Nkranda South Atebu Amantin Sini East Sini West Pru East Pru West ye nyina ye wa ase ye beta ye commander George Opariado oni ni deputies echi na dwumadie we no from ne ediko no ye TS form na ye timi ayeden agi seat ni nyina e obi ase
Choboy youth
all right enti yanga ko UPSA aba sabre Kwame Nkane team no wogusu e wo honom ene no saya na ye beko no one e wo UPSA another one e wo su studio ha Power 97.9 of course TVXYZ ye Dwabo Ase na adwumade no na fa yanga drusu no Minia Dr. Penny out of the Health Alert Clinic. Lovely. Yakon Herbal. Wabeka minsa ewo studio hanum say. It's Joel on the bed. Power FM. Entino yabako ntempaso. Nene yakani nyina no. Senior George Opari Ado, the youth commander of the NDC. Odi mebung nenim no. Ni nyina nkanfu ano ye hia pomodin. So ho. Enti apomodin tu so de yenga Ghana yenga hahama ya. Enti wase yako ko di apomodin nsam. You be back to you. University of Professional Studies Accra. Ne akotua so ewo ho. Enti dog mi mu ache.
Agora akon. Meje so. Adom. Sana wo badwuma no. Onim akra anopa mi ba ka me de ba no. Na driver ni etie o. Na the way na wo bon komo wo ka anim no. Na ye etie driver ni say o ma radio so ya kono kra keke.
That's right.
But na me chia bra kwame obo adwuma wo UPSA.
Okay.
Ana also so fire wa ha. Health alert yanso so ya ba ye be fire yare.
Mu fire.
Ye be fire yare no.
Left and right.
Say mo no fire political side na health alert no. Yes about be fire. Na akra wonim say anka be ye de say ewiase wonam. Anaso wo ye atuma. Na yade wo ye yade free anaso sickness free. Yade bie no a etete e ba ne sa na atuma na wo ye no. Utumi nya bi e de ye ne opesa wo ye. No mo nya sika ne bi susu de asie. Se ne be ya de opesa da ache bi wo de sika ne ye no. O de aye. Eno nti na abreni na health alert clinic ne aba betena wo adwa so. Na afie ne o manfo na ye den akasa. Na so ma men na wabusuafo ase. So ma ginya tumo prekope. And now by health alert clinic wobɛhwɛ obi ba wote yɛn ka hɔ ɛnyɛ TV XYZ ana yɛ Power FM ɛnyɛ Power FM a wobɛte obi na ɛkamfo me sɛ memra health alert clinic akora nyame wonhyira wo ɔnyɛ wo kɛseɛ
so ne yɛnkɔ
mena wase abusuafoɔ yɛba wakwam sɛ yɛ na yɛ health alert clinic sana medi kankan no ana yɛde apɔmuden hyehyɛ yɛ ɛde brɔ sɛne ɛbɛyɛ a wɔn nso so no wobɛhu deɛ ɛkɔ ɛwɔ wo nipadua mu na sɛ ɔhaw bi aba wo nipadua mu a watutu mmirika no ahunu baabi a wode bɛfa ɛnɛ yi deɛ maka sɛ first no ana na batakali adɔɔso ntini yɛhunu kramo papa na ɛnɛ yi deɛ wohyɛ abasobɔde a health alert yɛagye ɛba no ɛyɛ ulcer treatment ɛba no ɛyɛ sexually transmitted infections gonorrhea syphilis ne chlamydia ne deɛ keka ho ne nkonimdeɛ yɛdie abasobɔde a yɛagye deɛ nam kwan so a yɛbɛgye no ne nyinaa ɛka ho ma health alert clinic yɛdi mu ɛno nti ne mɛserɛ wo sɛ nnɛ no yadeɛ biara ɛhaw no na watutu mmirika na wode aba health alert na waba abɛgye ayarehwɛ anwuma pa a yɛyɛ nti no ɛnɛ yɛahyeta wɔ man Ghana yɛwɔ Medina yɛwɔ Poko Ase Ashaman Kasoa ɛna Asimfo so deɛ wohia no sɛ wobɛfa nɔmba no a mede ba wo no na wafrɛ ne ɛbɛn wo no ne adareto fɛfɛfɛfɛ na wakɔ akɔgye ayarehwɛ fa nɔmba no sesɛ ya 0242 51 8865 0242 518865 and 0242 518893 0242 518893 nti wafa number ni say no empanifo a doctor for aye ready ofra omo ankasa no mo obekasa na afi wo do hawa to manim na omo so omo no abonkomo na akura ba health alert clinic me pa chow akura no me ya adwene say eba no ulcer treatment dey ye number 1 enu nti na ye bia na ye kan ulcer na ye funukro e bia na wanya ye funukro bi enu nti because of that nti unum wundidi ye mpo na wo yem eye wo ye edura no pasei aduane nto obi yem a ne yem no timi twa no saa na ɔte pains ɛwɔ ne yem obu onso so wadidi mpo no na ne yem ne ya akora kosi enkosi koda enkoda udidi eye wo ya undidi eye wo ya obi osa yade enti eba se ya mepacho na ni so etimi brem no osori na okoba bi wanso ade mu ano otwa hwe obi osa base ya ase yedna kwaduro so ana yakoto na duro sanse nipadua yi etimi sese no na ye ne tirimu nyina sese no akora obi osa ba ne bua no hanim sei no etimi ye ne yasa na awura na chi hanim sei na amma na chiri dompeni nyina no emu twetwe no eye ne ya na eno de asedan ka wura de se ubowra health alert clinic na eye hwehwem ye je otunso ye wo moja ye mfamfam fidiem na ye hwehwem na ye osa na ye wo akora me se woda no waye den no wada esanse aduro wo ho
good
abibuduro ebo ho health alert clinic ye wo abibuduro a esa yade anase ye de bua amanfo no ema omo hawa eye osa no etimi efiri won so akuranya osa nko na ye hwe ye hwe diabetes me pacho enei sa ujunso na wujunso no timi se sia no ujunso na basina sini junso timi de won ten na so be kugina be kojunso na ye kutuwa bi na aba adeɛ nsam adeɛ nche no utimi junso more than 5 times a me pacho tutumrika ebia na diabetes na eya wusa uyo obema uhweme utie me pacho wo prostate ne ho abansensam a eno soso no tutumrika na fabra health alert clinic na ebeji ayarehwe na ikwa de yenuanom ma me pacho mo menses ho nsam enkoyie me see health alert clinic mpanifo ya wuram di abibedro e de abaya so ya wo ba na ye hye na se wo menses ne ho nsensam na enkoyie no se wo menses na ba one day na etwa se 2 days na etwa ne papa mu anka emra 7 days ne papa mu anka emra 6 days anase 5 days wo de no 1 day na etwa 2 days na etwa afenso so ne eba no sebe emaye ani akoye tuntum bi center edi akire eye center enya de esenkran ya tutumrika na de aba health alert clinic abibudro ebo ho na yema ayarehwe na akura unim se health alert no say na de bia ye no yeyi yade baako na afei no yae den ya kyerɛkyerɛ sɛ ne ɛbɛyɛ wani ɛbɛba ho so ɛna yade a yɛhwɛ ɛyɛ cholesterol
cholesterol
okay. And as for how I share a cholesterol no is said anya yade bet how ne ba ho a ana e man koye or how ana se man koye yade and ntino obi wo ho no betimi anya unhealthy cholesterol na unhealthy cholesterol no eno na ema unya problems bebre akora ka cholesterol eye waxy substance a me pacho ewo mojanim wo nipaduanim
okay
sa me chire waxy substance ba akwa so waso candle uso candle wa me pacho wo ensuo bi no a eya efa candle no ho no ne wax no hence na cholesterol no akwakoye na cholesterol no obi tini say ya na ne yam ahye no cholesterol no enye ade ya ade bone ewo nipaduanim cholesterol no eboa eno ana e build your cell no
okay
ana cells no so na me pacho emayen eye structure body structure cells no so na me pacho eboa eyi enuane nro anase nutrients wo nuane mu e de mayen body no as energy enu ntini cells no is very powerful ana cholesterol no so eboa na yen emema yi kra de cholesterol no eboa ema ye libido mpo eye den ekoso ya tinka ayenyase mema no cholesterol no eboa enu ntini me generalize na me pacho cholesterol no uyo obema na ubetumi ya wumpa cholesterol no na eden eboa wo cholesterol no eboa ema sebi onkwam a wo obema wo sperms no etumi eye den na eno ana se ukonya bad ones and not unhealthy ones na ekwakofa problem e dia bro minim ye showcase me send pictures bi minim se betumi a showcase
okay
na eno no ewo moja nim sa no se ekoye bebre anaso konya unhealthy one na e block arteries no memfa ne se intini no unse tokru na ewose mmojani dia konia aba eko na aba no ubonse cholesterol no konya unhealthy one and as bad ones na ablock entino entimi mamoja no entimi nko entimi ma na afeni nte kopase moja ni entimi nko entimi ma se baby a entino na eko wadwene mu ana ho na block na moja ni entimi nko wanhwe ya na ukwo akwa konya yade bebre ebu onu ma betimi anya stroke ebu okura betimi de entini no anase moja na ekwa akoma nim no se emu ablock because of cholesterol na moja ni ntimi nkwa utimi nya heart attack enti obu onu ma utimi twahwe obehwehwe mu no na cholesterol no or bad ones anase or unhealthy ones na blocking the arteries in the veins no ntimi ma moja ni eni akoni aba akora eno na se obo onu mu a osori anopa na oyeye ne nsa se ne nsa no agene ne san aye titiriti obi nso mpokura wo hono mu a otena sese ya onsori no na ne na aye titiriti age so de ne na pempem fomwa so won esanse actress na naso droben na moja ne enamu ekone na yase ekone nsa ekone trim efa baabi e wose moja fa bia emu block because of bad cholesterol nti enti eba na sana me pacho na okwa konya yadege ahodo enti na obetutumrika e de aba health alert clinic so wo se na nsentami woni so etai ebrimbrimo me pacho wo se na nsentamo ase wo hono mu a wonsa ayetitiriti unan ayetitiriti me pacho tutumrika ebra health alert clinic ejansa wan hwe ne ye no wan tutumrika ma health alert clinic didimu wan hwe ye betimi aba bejaw e wo stroke wan hwe betimi abejaw se wan kasa no nam ho no mu heart attack timi echew me pacho tutumrika na bra health alert clinic na ebeje ayarehwe ma memfa ye number no entu dwabio na efre e 0242 51 8865 0242 518865 and 0242 518893 0242 518893 akwa ye onkrofo bebre ho mo am se menyare so mentia po ene health alert abie na pona to ho me pato uyo obi a wo pese wunya doctor bi ne tenase for consultation na ni di wa brabo ho nkomo oni ni di wa pomodin ho nkomo wo de onyare o bet o pe doctor bi a oni ni bedi wa pomodin ho nkomo a tutumrika na bra health alert clinic and now by health alert clinic am say me paucho say ya maw laboratory test ahodoɔ bi sɛ wobɛtumi ayɛ a me paucho sɛ wopɛ sɛ wo check sɛ wankasa wanya malaria wo nipadua nim sɛ wopɛ sɛ wo check wo kidney sɛ kidney no ɛkɔ so wo liver no ɛkɔ so yi a me paucho bonra health alert clinic and nay what for fro now pɛ sɛ wonya ultrasound scan no na bɛkyerɛ sɛ abɔtɔfoɔ no ɔda wo yam no me paucho ɔda yie ɔyɛ obema ɔyɛ ɔbaa anaasɛ sɛbe ne honam akɔ ne sisi ne honam so a tutumrika na de aba health alert clinic na wɔtwe me paucho nsuo tɔ ɛfam ayɛ den health alert mpanifoɔ me paucho sɛ tutumrika bra na afei no kakra bi ekita no ɛnyɛ sika kɛseɛ bi na yɛgye na mmom kwankyɛn de ɛfɛ na ma wo nyina no sika yɛ nti tutumrika ba kakra kita no yɛbɛgye na nso so no yɛama wo ayarehwɛ ɛyɛ bibiduro krogen ana yɛhwɛ ɛwɔ yayaresabea hɔ nom ɛno nti woba me paucho bɔmmɔden asɛ wo nso so no bɛba bɛgye wayarehwɛ ɛnɛ massage osisi ɛyɛ wo ya wɔkyiri brɛmu wɔkyiri dompe wo sciatic pain back pain joint pain waist pain me paucho tutumrika bra na afei no yɛmfa wo sɛ yɛsu na machine mu yɛwie no na ɛmaba wɔ papa bi no me paucho yɛmfa yɛ massage treatment anaasɛ machine treatment no ɛnto so ma no yɛbɛwie no wo a afei wonante a na wo nan yɛ wo ya wo a wotena se a no waka wontumi nsɔre wo a wobɛsɔre no afei wo sisi yɛ wo ya waist pain ne deɛ keka ho no ne nyinaa no ɛtoɔ bɛtwa na bibia akɔyi akora me paucho mede wo si ha no bɔmmɔden na wo ne wo producers mpanifoɔ nyinaa mo nyinaa mo nimfa health alert clinic yɛmma mo serious massage a doctor for ne a nurses for na yɛ ready yɛde ma mo pɛpɛpɛpɛpɛ sɛ na mo tena se kyɛ na mo yɛ adwuma de som ɔman no na bibia ɛnkɔ yie health alert clinic yɛ number ne bio ɛyɛ 0242 51 88 65 ana 0242 51 88 93 yɛka health alert clinic ano wagye so let's go
Heva. With that say, Intivinia Doctor Penning Ofi Health Alert Clinic, and then Wabachere, a young apomudum sem, a day actually and a waka, a bad cholesterol huns and 17 pacho, while do birthday never more than alcohol go japomudina near Mancosu ye. In fact, Emma, enche ye crossy over near a back to UPSA, not young Akoshet near Ericosu Ewoho. Send your minu kwa menka why a crowd honomono and check crime across over. No, I tell you, Medina so Edia Mayang. But thanks and I'm back to UPS, no. Maminka say Angel Lady Nutako, aka Angel Double. Or say happy birthday. And Koma Araba Yvette Kwansa Dako. Wuna Woye Deputy Women Organizer. I will Adentan constituency. Also, Yaminsha Yepa. Right away, let's go back to UPSA. Not coming to us.
Remember, it was our time we brought the Canadian grant, and this MPP came and twisted it and changed it. Planting for food and job creation. So when it comes to the track record, we will do it. And I'm also going to remind you that it was our time we revived the then factories and industries that Nkrumah left. It's a commander. So. And I'm saying, more importantly, we are in the 21st century. Right. And ICT are very important. I am more particular about the coding system by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Utah. Because coding, ICT, creating jobs, creating resources, income. John Dramani Mahama say, you're finding means of way. I'm a public institutions no take you over. No chair from the basic to the senior to the tertiary institution. That alone be creating sustainable job. Not just a job of political reasons. And let it be stated, we have implemented policies that has always affected us as a political party. But put Ghana in the long run and we'll do that. Thank you very much.
Obviously the Kasane Yase, Edda Magbanase, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, as Omo Kasane Yase. But I was here Dwabo Ase the Power 97.9 of so TV XYZ. And I you you had the Free University of Professional Studies Accra and the Bramo. On my name Babetinase, Balansana, on my name Betinasino. Yentia His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Wabra no Kasafa, Nekwanya, Wabefaso, Ama Enyuma Buso, Ewa my Ghana. Show him,
Our priority when we come in 2025 is to provide jobs for our young people. Because a lot of our young people have finished school 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, even 5 years ago, and still cannot find employment. It's not that they didn't go to school. They went to school, they have certificate, but they can't find employment. And that's because the unemployment rate has gone up. In 2016, when I was president, the unemployment rate was a little over 8%. Today, the unemployment rate is almost 15%. And so a lot of young people don't have jobs to do. And that's why I was saying that we have to accelerate our economy. And so rather than walking, we must start running. And so if we're working 8 hours, we must start working 16 hours and 24 hours. That's why we're introducing the 24-hour economy, so that we can create more jobs. So that we can create more jobs for our young people. And to create more jobs for our young people, we have to help businesses to be able to add on more employment and work in the night. And so we're going to help a new crop of business people called agribusinessmen. In every region, there's going to be a special agro-processing zone. Government will acquire the land, will do the roads, will bring water, electricity. And anybody who wants to set up a factory to buy products from farmers and process it will be giving the land to establish the factory so that our young people can get work to do. And all these agro-processing businesses will work 24 hours a day so that they can employ as many of our youth as possible.
Money, mama, and I'll tell you. I Dwabo Ase Power 97.9 and a TVXYZ. Yabetra Yasia. Na ahano na omani nyina betena se na yede yankomo twehwe no ahyehyɛ so medical culture say ndc amanyoko no omo manifesto no hontoma nya manifesto kese na nkasa badra nia ekasafa Ghana mabunu ho no niewo omutrim po omo da yeso omo nooma omo ba beyama Ghana mabunu no eno no omo pa hontoma enedai ewo University of Professional Studies Accra. Amos Blessing eye Greater Accra Regional Youth Organizer Osanso ka eye manifesto sub committee no ema NDC amanyo corona ono ewa hase awahye nata de fita na fita ye Amos akwaba
me yesu minia
fita de ase wasi muntem
me nyansi muntem
osa obo fita no so na wia ne pie
eno kre
hwade o yase wo sa so ye oracle wo ye bosom anamebwa
oh sa pepe
anya sa ne afro
sa
eto bosom sem na ade abesi yi
enye bosom sem sa
oracle okay deity anyway bigiri say bibia boko there
oh bibia beko nyame de ne nso ache na so far it's looking very good that we have a blessed weather antino
na munim say dwumade ya na mahyehyɛ to we munim say enaya International Youth Day nintina na wosamoye ne day ya na say asem na abehia
I won't say a coincidence. Now we share in the world and 12 August na yatwa asi ho say International Youth Day. D imebnu hun komo policies relating to youth in sema fa mebnu hun and kan unemployment to see how best to address the challenges of the youth. In fact, the world population usha imebnu na edoso. Even in Ghana, our population of 31%, no?
Yeah.
31 million, no?
Yeah.
38% are youth.
Yeah.
So it tells you, say, anywhere you go, any country at all,
but Africa, they are part of pa.
Exactly.
But Africans, so their problems, so edoso. We drill it down the bow my Ghana ha. Problems na mwetimi identify ya enunti mode wonso anu draw egumo manifesto no mu ye de.
Edi kan no mamimfa akonya weso na min congratulate your national youth organizer and any deputies that for the first time in the history of Ghana we have a political party launching the youth manifesto which is carved from the main manifesto of a political party since 1992 yehu bibi say that all the political parties ye manifesto no one. Now we are mostly since 1992. No, the political party be the manifesto bar. There is a single policy in the manifesto. Is the topic I will be overshadow all the other policies in the manifesto. And we share even what we are doing now in 2024. Ufa NDC ya Obiaka 24-hour economy, 24-hour economy.
Yeah.
And to not get the opportunity to look at the other aspect of the manifesto addressing other challenges. And because Ghana the Ghana Statistical Service, based on our population census, you say mebru ne doso. And our so are challenges in this country, do not affect the youth. So our national youth organization is Deputy studied what he said. If we are drafting a manifesto, and the people that challenges are affected the most, then we need to have a separate manifesto carved out of the main manifesto for the youth. In order for us to have a discussion with the youth, a dispassionate discussion with the youth to understand, say, this is the social contract His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and Professor Nana Jane wants to have with the youth of this country, based on which they should vote for the NDC. Now, Mutu Abama NDC, these are the policies we are going to outline to address the challenges. The whole of Africa, if I'm not mistaken, it is only in South Africa, at the time Julius Malema was the ANC Youth Week leader, and a youth manifesto in South Africa. If I'm not mistaken, that is the only instance. But in Ghana, we are having it for the first time, and I want to put that on record. So it tells you, sir, for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and Professor Nana Jane and our national chairman and the other executives to even agree that we should have a youth manifesto launch should tell you how they have the needs of the youth at heart. It is not every political party that the leadership will allow them to have a youth manifesto separate from the main manifesto. It tells you again how His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and Professor Nana Jane wants to address the needs of the youth. And you see,
should I also give us a fair understanding? Say, His Excellency John Mahama, one Professor Nana Jane Opogwajiman, Omotenia Ghana Mebunu FM. I say, look, there's one thing, understanding the problem, and there's another thing, understanding and then making an attempt to solve the problem. Prof ne His Excellency Ejina.
So we share near ACA when His Excellency John Dramani Mahama contested the flag bearer to become the flag bearer in 2024.
Yeah.
At the campaign launch or Kansembi, or see, we should vote for experience, not experiment. Now, what he's telling you is with the president da, with the vice president da, Professor Nana Jane, Aye Juma wa Bemuda as Education Minister. They understand the challenges of the youth, and Education Ministry mostly deal with the youth. So they understand the needs of the youth. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, being Vice President and the President, also has not only a fair idea, but in-depth understanding of the challenges of the youth. So having this information, they realize that for us to address the critical and practical needs of the youth, there is the need to have a deliberate, elaborate discussion about the youth, and there should be a separate manifesto for the youth. Now, we share your constitution, which is the binding document on all of us. There's a provision in Article 34.
Yeah.
And under the directive principles of state policy. Article 34 says the directive principles of state policy should serve as a barometer to measure the performance of every government. So it means that exactly. There should be something that Ghanaians should measure you with. There should be something that Ghanaians should hold your feet to the fire. And even in our governance structure, every government is given 4 years renewal term.
Okay.
So after the 4 years,
when 8 years.
Yes, after the 4 years, when Ghanaians measure your achievement based on your manifesto against the directive principles of state policy. So almost we are there. Na yamawa tuasu.
Okay.
So almost there being so na yamawa kotina. So it is not automatic. So you are given 8 years.
Mama diverting again. Next say and seven ko baumia nama waka say and nam say owa kwenya for another term no. Enu nti Ghana for nhwe no monto abama no sasem no eni so kakra o.
Sasem no is born out of crass ignorance.
Wow.
Because we share even in Ghana. The same MPP government, at the time J.H. Mensah was the minority leader in parliament, under Professor Rawlings.
Yeah.
The first term of Rawlings, only said MPP for no need parliament.
That's right.
So after the first term, Rawlings in his second term, the ministers in his first term, now because it's a continuation of his government. So the ministers will not be vetted. The MPP led by J.H. Mensah, with which Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was in parliament with, they went to court. Said every government is 4 years. Say Satu Swaba, you need to go back to the people again. So even the ministers who were appointed in late Rawlings, the first term of administration, their tenure ended after the 4 years. So they must be vetted again. So if you have any law student, any lawyer, there is a notorious case known as J.H. Mensah versus Attorney General. That is what is established. So if a flag bearer of a political party that went to court challenging, say, we don't have automatic 8-year renewal saying this, then it is only born out of ignorance and not any other thing.
And that ignorance can be reconciled to a more understanding of Ghana problems.
Exactly. So even if you don't even understand, say in government you have only 4 years.
Yeah.
And your manifesto that you present to Ghanaians, it works only 4 years. And you must do everything possible to fulfill your campaign promises or manifesto promises within 4 years. And you are thinking, say, it will run automatically for 8 years. You are only telling us, even if the governance structure, which we all studied in school, you don't understand, then even the problems of Ghanaians, you don't even understand in the first place, not to talk of preferring solution to those challenges.
But about more understanding any more so I solve Ghana problems. And somebody be a better
we share the youth manifesto now. And I want to emphasize again. Say youth manifesto now. Nobody should think say Giorgio Pariado. And I got na baby, and I watch Krata bi, Eddie Bedada in Mebuno Ghana. There was a point where we raised this issue of youth manifesto. Someone posed a question to me, say, na Opariado no, onu nebeye president na no see all launch youth manifesto. And they say, eba abemwa, obeye den no I implement the youth manifesto. The explanation is very simple.
Is it not a fair question?
It's a fair question. I won't begrudge whoever asked that question. But the explanation is that this youth manifesto is not a George Opariado and as any deputy manifesto. He only happens to be the national youth organizer and the deputy championing this cause. The needs of the youth must be addressed separately from what we all do over the years.
Okay.
But the manifesto itself is an NDC manifesto. And I want to emphasize. So we have what we call, for want of a better word, a parent manifesto, out of which the youth manifesto has been carved. So even at the end of this month, manifesto NDC Belanch, this youth manifesto is part of that parent manifesto. So when we come to power, it is that manifesto and the youth manifesto that the NDC will be measured in terms of performance. So nobody should think that this is a national youth wing or NDC youth wing manifesto. It's
NDC Jumedi.
NDC Jumedi.
But Mebunu no champion.
Good. Mebunu no champion because we know the youth are in the majority and omuna problems face you. So we need to have a deliberate discussion about the youth and a deliberate policy to address and alleviate the problems of the youth. Now, manifesto. We won't go into details because we don't want to preempt what will come out. But we are looking at creating a youth ministry, a separate youth ministry from the sports ministry. Now, when you say that, they will actually say, oh, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama can say, obey reducing the number of ministries to 60. Okay. And he said, which means you are rather increasing the number and you are contradicting what His Excellency John Dramani Mahama said. Right. I'll give a simple example or explanation. We share over the years since 1992. And I want to even start from this premise. So share your constitution now. The constitution does not tie us to specific ministry. The constitution, the whole constitution from Article 1 to Article 296, Article 299, which is the final one, mention only 3 ministries in the constitution. The Attorney General, the Finance Ministry, and the local government ministry. Wow. These are the only 3 ministries the constitution mentions. So any government, when you come to power, you are bound by these 3 ministries. You can't do away with it. Now, when you look at the constitution again, it mentions about cabinet. And it states that it should not be more than 19 ministers. You have a whole lot of ministers, but you were 19 from cabinet ministers. They run the government with the elected president, the vice president, and the secretary to cabinet. And these 3 ministries are critical. They are created by the constitution, particularly the Attorney General's ministry. There's a whole provision under Article 88 on it, separate. As for the finance and the local government, they are just mentioned in passing in the constitution.
But Attorney General, also can Minister for Justice,
Justice and Attorney General,
and
who address that.
Justice.
But Ntuba Abemu as president, Ufa local government ministry, finance ministry, and the Attorney General and Minister of Justice. You have a discretion to create ministries on your own. You have discretion to create ministry on your own. And I'll cite an example. Under Kufuor, former President Kufuor, Kufuor created the fisheries ministry, which was not under Rawlings. Created the fisheries ministry, the aviation ministry, and all those ministries. The late Professor Mills Baeno or collapsed the fisheries ministry. You ask yourself why? It's because he was not bound to follow any structure cast in iron air ministries. So when you come, you model ministries in accordance with how you want to run your government. That was why when His Excellency John Dramani Mahama was elected, before there were Ministry of Children and something affairs.
Yeah, children and women affairs.
Children and women affairs.
Yeah.
When His Excellency John Dramani Mahama came, he realized that the ministry should not only be tied to women and children, because you have male aspect of that ministry. So he changed the name to Ministry of Gender and Social Protection. Yeah, that is the rational behind the change of the name. Not to tie the ministry to only women and children affairs.
And because Sanana no person obu mine.
Yes, Sanana no person obu mine. So if you have a Ministry of Youth and Sports, what John Dramani Mahama and Professor Nana Jane is saying, they say over the years since 1992, when you pick the Ministry of Youth and Sports, the focus has always been sports. Sports. Ministry of Youth and Sports has never focused on youth. It has always been said sports. And even sports in the Quran, they focus on only blasters. They don't pay attention to other aspects of sports. It's only in passing in one or two occasions you see women football, badminton, any other. It's recent times but they only focus on sports. So they don't address youth issues. And that is the reason why the youth of this country are suffering. And because His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wabu mind pain. Yeah. Watna bemu. Anyone who say arrangements na one, it's not helping the youth. And so no oba bemu or creating youth ministry. The main focus or prime focus be youth issues, and that is where the youth manifesto is very important, because that ministry will see to it say fulfill all the promises in the youth manifesto. That will look at the youth manifesto we are talking about. Wow. Then we have a separate sports ministry that will deal with issues of sports. What you are saying now. Who can say we were two ministries? So what separated two ministries? And to automatically increase their number, which the questions they have raised is legitimate.
It is a two non work create here. It's what the sports about what the youth about. It's 58.
Yes. So Niebeyani say we share local government ministry. It's a broad ministry. Under John Mahama and Professor Mills, we didn't have anything like railway ministry.
Yeah.
We didn't have anything like aviation ministry.
And sanitation.
Under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and Professor Mills and our NDC government, we had a local government ministry. That local government at a point in time, Naya Julius Debra was a minister, Collins Dada was a sector minister. Yeah. And we had two deputies at a point in time. At a point in time, Nilante Vanderpool was a deputy.
That's right.
We had Ajekum also as a deputy at a point in time. Even Baba Jamal as a deputy at a point in time. We had sanitation and other ministries under the local government ministry. So local government ministry alone, when you look at the Nanado Baumia government, they have splitted it into about 4. Even the transport ministry has been reduced and are divided into about 3, where you have railway, aviation, the other ones. But what His Excellency John Dramani Mahama can say, all these ministries will be collapsed into one, will be merged into one. So under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and Professor Mills, local government ministry, and I say agric ministry. That's agric right. Ministry, there was nothing like fisheries. Fisheries was under the agric ministry. So under Professor Mills, we had 2 deputies. that was when you had the current national women organizer, Anabisu, Dr. Anabisu, as a deputy minister of Agri, and the former MP for Lada Dekotopo, Niamasana Mwale, as a deputy minister. So we had a agriculture ministry, and we have a deputy minister in charge of aquaculture, and we have a deputy minister in charge of livestock. And that was where Anabisu was operating, and Namwale was in charge of what? Aquaculture. So there is no need of creating a fisheries ministry. Fisheries ministry came into our governance structure under the MPP, under the watch of His Excellency former President Kufuor, where the late MP for Takrady, Gladys Asma, was appointed as the first fisheries minister. We don't have anything like that in the NDC. So if someone is asking, say we create youth and sports, it will increase the number. It is not correct. The understanding is that local government ministry and other ministry like sanitation and others will come under the local government ministry.
Back to a point now making. Meaning some create youth ministry. Ebedi mebunu no ho nsem nyina ho dwuma meboa. Exactly. Adie bi ha mebunu no mebunu. Adie bi ha mebunu. Asika bi ehia bia no mo de bema. Exactly. And we share ministry no. The current governance structure, youth and sports. We have agencies under the Youth and Sport, National Youth Authority, National Service Secretariat, and even YEA and other things. All these institutions, parastatal institutions under ministries, will be moved to the youth ministry.
The NDC and the flag bearer, we've realized the world is gravitating towards IT. And when we're in government under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, we put up the data center. All the fiber optic cables in government in terms of communication ministry where Dr. Mani Buama and co were there. They did all these things to lay the foundation for an effective takeoff. And in this manifesto, one of the things we are looking up to is that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, when elected as president, will roll out what we call a coding program to train 1 million youths. The world now is being taken over by AI. Very soon, you may not even see you, Minkan, sitting here interviewing me and talking. You have robot and other things operating. What we want to do is those robots are programmed to work. They don't work automatically on their own. So you need human beings to do the programming. And we need to train our youth to meet the needs of the fourth or fifth. We are now running into a fifth industrial revolution. The coding program for 1 million. You have youth in mining. When you see Galamsey, Adukru, country way, and there is the need for us to what? Regulate Galamsey. That is why we are bringing what we call the youth in mining, in order to have a policy that will regulate mining so that the youth of this country can still do mining.
Youth in mining, community mining.
You see, there is a way where you put name to a program, and there is a way where you have the understanding of the program and how you implement it. Your 2020 manifesto, near people's manifesto. It came from the people and how they want their issues addressed. And for the first time in our history, your mom youth policy are based on which they will assess us and vote for us. And we are very optimistic, sir. We'll have them on our side.
May I say, Amos blessed. Amos Natin and Karabusia, Ugusa Osha Dwabo Ase, our power 97.9. And I feel so, UTA power 97.9. And I'll share TV XYZ. TV XYZ Ghana, Facebook, YouTube, XYZ broadcasting. Now, Youth Commander Nankasankasano, Wabaha, Bemana Kwaba. And the Jubedi so Babana Kwaba, Wabra Jubedi, I say, Pablo, George Opariado. Yes, I want to. Mimo. Oh, but Jubedi, what ya babe, and Matissa Dodwana Eka, says Subi Magana da, my Ghana Bakosemu, when first time up, Amayokobi to send this mo manifesto betuja, Moyi Mebununi Diano. I see change say mobile boa among commonagina. At the end of our dream we buy.
Sabe unya impeni for or more a dream Ghana Dutch and one. This is what you get. And let me give all the credit to His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama. Onona or conceive the idea and say this elections is about young people. He also wants to create the youngest cabinet ever. And also establish a ministry solely for youth development. And so in doing this, we should separate youth-related issues from the broader issues and then address them on a specific day. So when I went to him, said, Yashe, we've have a discussions. They decided, say, on the 12th of August, a year International Youth Day, we will want to launch the Youth Manifesto, which we nickname our pledge to the good people of Ghana. Omane blessing. Your national chairman, your general secretary, all of them agreed and said, say, a laudable, and it is time for us to separate youth issues from the broader issues. And the reason is that the majority of the population. And so if you don't address your issues, now where the youth are becoming impatient with bad governance and are even beginning to doubt democracy, then the NDC thinking quickly said, let's separate the issues and get the youth to understand what we intend to do for them and how we intend to fix the mess. So that is how we intend to address it.
And assembly kind of very, very instructive say, we be swaya mu swai ediache Ghana mebunu wonyamu be yafa omo ha no ho. Me who say asem hiama mo pa mebo.
Of course, yes. You see, look at the faces of the many young people you see around. And then, as part of the program, there is a video we'll play. We call it Voices of the Future. When you listen to what Ghanaians are saying, citizens of this country, the pain that confronts them, their challenges, the disenchantment, the disappointment, Ghana sits on a time bomb. If the Ghana Statistical Service, has come out with a report saying, say, in the last 6 months, 8.4 million Ghanaians have gone a day without food. What it means is say 1/3 of the total population. The whole day, 8.4 million. A serious threat. A hungry man is an angry man. It is a common to me. Now, and the whole day, man, did not Chinanopa. Adie kosana mi ndidi na obi share me no bo me pass jena kwa asem esisi kan na jefa koto aduane dia nintente ma meje akwa akwa
it's a common number of
vulnerable. Exactly, because if I'm hungry I'm vulnerable, and when I am hungry and I'm desperate I will resort to anything to survive because I would not want to die. And that is where Ghana has got into. 8.4 million Ghanaians a day without food. This is a formula near 001. And now 101. And now 001. And now 010. Whichever way
and
you
now
look
000.
at it. And now 000. And it's dangerous. And we cannot compromise it.
Another thing, so we are multi-dimensionally poor. So baby, I didn't be fabia. When you know, so your statistics here be out.
For the multi-dimensionally
poor. What did you call me, Mahiano?
What did the first you say?
But me so bono a nana don't want to be bono. And I say, we a bottled up problem. And I say, problem our free medicine.
Every government from one regime after the other tries to improve upon the lives of these people. So I mean, sure and can. This is the worst time to be a Ghanaian. This time around, Ghanaians have been made extremely poor. This is the worst time for you to be regarded as a
and Pablo, where your mommy from kakra. Sabra ye kase o share o screen so na say auditorium one out to say mebuno no dodo na ba o ma shots here o mo shi mo me o mo toto nyom na we utu say mora pa na aba no. We nyina ka mo share no one.
The euphoria is part of what you expect, especially when young people launch a manifesto. That is what you can say for now.
So let's come back to issues. At least appreciate the so so back to issues. And then what's the guarantee say mobile bema say mobile because baby so my bema bu ewa manyofomu mo sabo amuni so
President Mama is a promise keeper. All the things he said he would do when he was president. They went to me and Odino Krema Ghana for. He's a leader who takes responsibilities. When Doomsor started here. He did not cause Doomsor. Successive governments failed. But he came before the good people of this country and accepted. Said, me, I'm president. I'm not going to apportion blame. I will fix it before I leave. And to God's glory, of fixing Doomsor and Zana Oko. And my excess capacity crab and crofo by Omenia be exported. 3 SHS or start here. He made his commitment. You best start with day students.
Yeah.
But in doing day students, we see community day schools now being at the time we were leaving, 121 had been started. Out of the 121, 23 was completed, 71 were nearing completion. This is a leader who shows commitment. There went me and he was magnanimous enough to come before Ghana for the but his mandate was supposed to have been 4 years. We're now in the second 4 years. But when you have 4 years now, we call him the nation builder for a reason.
Yeah.
Because of what he achieved and what he did. In Nemo we are unprecedented. He did not give slogans to Nemo but he delivered and Ghanaians saw his works. And today his works are all over. And today he's become the standard compare who an African leader should be.
Yeah, and for another day, answer na Monisha di hunu ni nyina bebem no na yetima fa abatu ani ma bibia akoso 111 mo bota ense mbedi nkudim ben so munua no MP before gina simpie so mu swai se de omu beye bia muni nkudim no mbeye e de na woka chomo Brian na champion ni omo kasa sa no.
Empty barrels make the most noise. Cowards shout the loudest, said they are brave and bold men. Brian in Yebema. So Yebema, Sabi, Wagro Pesha, Wagro Kasama, Unye the dance and it was Wagro Pesha. Nansaya hotels assemble. When Johnny, he ran with his tails in between his two legs. Mr. Brian saw Yebema on the 7th of December. Ye two abandoned you need declare Mohammed Dinkunima. Or no so a Bema on Tinsia Bonte, because call me tuneful. The catcher and the bush penny say, Omun tuneful. Esa baby I didn't back on it. So oya bofrani tooth now unti I kwanti. Let's not take Brian a champion serious. She ni kwitrem, she knew a bit me aye.
It's the end dog.
Okay, bonfani say mugu.
Cheesy.
Onye bema kon kasa. Na bema obeye bibi o kasa. Onye no we say waye. Eye mugu o de hye ne hu nkran. We bi na ye che ayi. Papa ya MPP General Secretary Sir John. Ko jina court o si gbese na chain no gbese na ache Brian o kan kwasa asem mo fe fi enso. Mamu fi bro.
Look, okay, last one Hasan Mamwa community say wada jiri nti enoma bebre wa e wo so ye. Again on the manifesto no ene day International Youth Day focus ni on abefo normal yo ene kwan aye fa so ene tu mabunu no abra bompon e de na mo ma Ghana mabunu ba abefo ade yo na.
And then there is a young man called Divine who will be speaking to issues of ICT and what government intends to do on ICT. And I can assure you, sir, when he is done, he will deliver and send a message across clearly what we are going to do and how we intend to get there.
Time Benny here.
Oh, I saw by 10:30 there. President Mama Nyedu na ye crowd be BS into President Mama Nyedu na ye decision.
It where NDC for kwa na ba na say
the program is in two folds.
Okay.
We are the launch of the youth manifesto. Ya tonsa Africa na for bebre diplomatic missions and for civil society bebre
yeah.
But then they are because it's an NDC program, NDC for but in the evening, there is a bigger conversation at Buko Marina.
Okay.
And the program, no, it is launching of the youth manifesto. Unya chance in bisa question.
Right.
So we will speak to policies here. And you know, for the first time in the history of this country, we are putting President Mahama in the center of the Buko Marina.
Boxing ring.
Nimu. Young Ghanaians should surround him. Question BL Akuma Subia Branabi. We will not censor it. And we trust and believe in President Mahama said. He's capable and able, and you'll be able to answer all the questions. I throw a challenge to Mahmoud Baomia. So I'm subjecting him to the same process. So be to me.
Very well. Pablo Yadase, National Youth Organizer, Emma NDC Amario Koro, George Opariado, lawyer, Ona Otenenka, and Ope with Dwabo Ase Power 97.9 Wakano. And you may so another history is going to be made. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama will book boxing arena anymore. Obeba Betena Biaya, Yaboku Tuboy na. Watena hono atwen ahwe animu se question bi a Ghana babunu bi awo no wobebusa no mame mrana yɛto akɔmɔ no so ɛnɛ da yi wɔ baabi a yɛtie yi a yɛn ho adwo yɛ kama okechukwu hwɛ m'anim bi ɔyɛ na sene kyerɛ me what's a Kufuado? What's a Kufuado? The baby was a Kufuado. You cannot, but we did it for the sake of emphasis and clarity.
Yeah, Kafri Danku.
Kafri Danku. Mame Kafri Danku Akwaba.
Yeah.
Na bibiabo ko. I want to say. Na day and age media ya ebe koswe. What expectations here there?
Oh, me expect say youth no will come in their numbers. Ebe plans are President John Mahama when it comes to sports arts, creative arts niama enti na me ba be catch plans are NDC and John Mahama more youth in sports and creative arts.
Me share that part because I wanted to see baby wakuma wo also we can sports no born once and money but creative arts no what the ejabi too
because me feel it
absolutely etikafu about creative arts now you can evaluate problems na yenhwe die John Mahama so oba Baba ya found any problems are
funding and distribution problems we've had for some time, but all power no na near my course na you okay. But suddenly let me say you're declining production crack form. I'm from producing movie simple. Okay. And to see also plans my or Baba the funds or institute funds the new startups, creative startups na idea what did that work no yet me call your name it obesity of studios with quality and international equipment and a try adena a global standards and a ton ye so yes
but is it right for mindset obejato no so say we build and as was set up studios film studios or mine or some manage ato no so and wouldn't you rather prefer say obebi e kwan na ma private sector boom once
sometimes they collaborate with private sectors, ni experts na de. Enti ebi awe time ho no ebebe mu. But at the end of the day no, ni nyina be ko share o mine no enyonyam. Private sector or government ni nyina be share abai no enyonyam. Enti nyina ye work in
hand in hand.
Exactly.
But I'm sure you would realize the entire makers because beyond John Dramani Mahama abai no, abai fofra na so onwemu na be di echa na so obi fofra obeba no. Dia ono so be sustaining no. And idea be associated with a buy in terms of funding, no. And ya no money money could see
any problem or say to me solve it as yen because for instance, who ye we ama mine na obi for bano on beto aswa. Ebe how mine yes. And you say the emotions na edi a govern. I knew a problem and I said no what there was say you can't you have conversation if I was na yen sakrasa way no because at the end of the day Ghanaians yen na ye bre. A few people now more now because with emotions way no but at the end of the day generally so affect as the country in grow and we have to talk more about that and see a different conversation was say having
for a government waba ben mu o my Ghana sika sema say ye dakem ye soka ye ntimi ntwa ye ka what's the guarantee because you are in the creative arts industry what's the guarantee say and no may almost 2026 2025 2027 because 2026 e can be a so yeah dia mama would no almost say sabre na yentua so what's the guarantee so bit my
me unsa wa kuma pa ema arts all disciplines and I mean say only power pono na obuan crofo in the arts behind the scenes we be our ember out but me meaning into meaning say he will find a way maybe he's got it all figured out he will find a way to definitely fix every broken industry
within the industry
yes
but what about sa issue omokan say also obe create and also TV station be mama ono asechira ne say chema me person
me come who me can me say studios na dey
TV station na studio
well, TV station studios. Yes, studios.
Also, film studios.
Film studios.
Yes.
Record creative content.
Yes.
Maybe a film village.
Yes.
Maybe something. Yes, see, I will be true. Now, maybe pouch of my movie and feature. My movie can feature me with feature. You be what village ebe what sani amano in place. And ebe uwa ko try be very easy amount. Yes.
And when I usually say
walk. Never say me so many name. And na me name.
Say walk.
No discussions.
Okay. Now then, I'm for drink go see TV station.
What's everything. thing with studio is and the media, no, are connected to TV stations. Yeah. And when the man Crawford, but all the same, mommy, more the merrier. You have more TV stations. I said no, it means more growth. Yes, and more freedom to create.
Yes. But memory in general, and the idea now, Ocean will say, beyond creative arts.
Oh, yeah, well,
or the
health,
creative industry.
Health, agriculture, entrepreneurship. I have other speakers who are handling that. We are experts in that field. Yes, and when you know youth, and I mean, who said there's a sprung of a lot of us these days want to do things for ourselves. Me who entrepreneurs be brave, contacting me on Facebook. Some will say, "Oh, mommy, we first started with me business. We be me say, mommy, help me promote that day." And to me, say, "Nedia, a lot of good information." More in future.
All right. Medo ase kafui. Obra onyama kafui danku. Wodi akote the power the creative arts industry. Wono na tenenka anope we Dwabo Ase power 97.9. Migusu abene emperifo no dodo na edi nkomo. Enche bia yade mu bawura Kofi Ohene Kunadu auditorium na ne ekoso ho bia no. Matimi ede mani ehunu kama wo TV so TV so is na face so mati yenka Power 97.9. Now, Sreni or TV chain, Minister 4-star general dia. Says so 7-star general dia. Eja kwaba.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Ebudia in 7-star. That's 1 million stars.
You know, Pablo is the commander.
Okay.
And I'm the commandante. I'm the former national youth organizer. So
that's right.
I have to be in my officer's wear.
Good to see
and
you.
Allow the commander to be in his military regalia.
Good to see you.
Thank you very much. We are reserve armies and we are always deployed as and when it is necessary.
And today marks history because when the first time out, now we are youth organizer, I'm sure you contemplated at a point say BBC a bit messy, but way a historic and I want to say
that is very, very true. That is some of the things that I always commend the national youth organizer. You know, times changes and political atmosphere always changes. If you don't have a leader that matches with the changing environment, sometimes.
Oh, where you come from, Amodi? I was saying, Ludwig Roger.
No, Sidi Abubakar.
Sidi Abubakar. And you come here, I was every day. Sidi Abubakar and Education Komo.
Thank you very much. So, if you look at the way and the manner Pablo comes in, and you see, he consults a lot.
Yeah. And
now, if you observe, even in 2016, social media was not a strong tool as what it is now.
But social media.
It was there. That was at the introductory stage. As to whether people will come in and take it up now was very, very low. Yeah. So if you look at the data that came after 2016 elections and you look at the social media participation, it was around 5%. But when the COVID hit and the fact that everybody has to stay home, then we were all relying on the social media. And that is why our flag bearer, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, at that time, when he started using the social media, people thought that he was a joker. He was joking. But trust me, he knows what it's about because he's a communication person. Somebody is a specialist in communication. So he told us that the new kid in the block is the social media.
Social media.
It. And now, look at GM, how he's making e-rolls. Sometimes he doesn't even need to even go to any hinterland. But you go there and you see James' message there. Simply because he is the first among the political class to get hold of the social media and is making an impact. And that is why Pablo took it up. You could imagine some of the last, before 2020, there was something similar like this. And this time around too, we are now launching the Youth Manifesto. And this Youth Manifesto did not start today. In fact, the consultation started even before 2020 when we were at Volta region, that's Volta Serene, where we had discussions, but we couldn't push it. But this time around, I think, first in history, that the party is going to launch the Youth Manifesto.
And by close of the program, no,
well, clearly,
especially the mobile
trust me, this is, already Ghanaians are yearning for the coming of the NDC. And so, when you look at it, what is hitting us hard right now is unemployment. And for us to be able to see that the party is going to make a progress, it will depend on what we are going to be said here. So, I mean, the youth will see the way forward from this very program because what is in for us.
Right.
And when you look at the statistic, the number of youth who will be voting,
very well,
it tells you that if we are, I mean, the best way to do is to give all the necessary time to this program and then be able to support him. And that is why His Excellency himself was the one promoting this program.
Yeah.
If you observe on the social media handles.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so very important. Me don't say Alhaji Sidi Abubakar ne obra onyama kane dom ye mabunu dom frefo epanyima NDC amanyuko no ono na wotere nka afei binia ba sentwani a oye na dwuma wo eye Pan African TV oye legend ankasa ne ba na anu ya na ne papa di birthday minister birthday ni dia Amma Pratt.
Hello.
We are sitting on the lounge. And I say, I had a lounge. Where do you say? Agwaba.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe I walk on here.
Yeah, walk on me.
I mean, you are not Pan African for you now. What to say?
Yeah.
Maybe if you watch you.
I was sober.
And what crata? I don't know. Yes, I'm so I'm a room if you. Anyway, another year historic. Yes, it means that. Well, my Ghana bakwasemu. So for the first time, political party with the NDC, Omoba Pomo manifesto home to my dear, but answer no. Almost a mebunu DNA manifesto nimuno. Yembia so nchire Ghana for you. I mean, for you as a journalist, what does it mean?
It is historic. It's very historic. I'm hearing so many capacities.
Yes.
I'm wearing so many hats.
That's right.
And hats are missing. All my hats are excited because for the growth of any country, I think it is dependent on the youth. Pembebre no ayana Ghana hano you're doing youth who senkola. You're doing youth who as the future, as the people who would actualize policies na yewono, dreams na yewono, visions na yewono. It takes the youth for all of these things to be actualized. Inti me mete hano. Just say me be wine maso. What I say, ne makume na metie ni ye because I need to understand direction na yede kono. But perhaps more importantly, me role in what the vision is and how me actualize it to move this country forward. Yeah. We all understand. We all admit say. Ya running ground.
Absolutely.
Nobody needs to tell you that. And if there's a part I can play in rescuing the nation, then I'm more than eager to. I want to hear what the vision is. But like I'm saying, more importantly, I want to know what my role in that actualization, Into there's that, but then there's also the woman, angle.
Yes. Apart from Sikakura Biakasia, yes, ye baby Biediama Ghana mano. Edia Shishan, what is this yaka? A fagana ma a bit within Sakrayan in Puntua, a subi madaba.
Yes, starting free, the most obvious.
Yes.
Which is Prof. I'll can't take it to know. Yes, that's in free. For me, that statement now, ex-president John Dramani Mahama, is the loudest, statement for inclusion that could ever be made. For once, we see a real chance, right? Now we can literally touch the opportunity for a woman to get that far. Representation, I'm saying you can't representation as a sorry free hand. But for me, right at the heart of representation, and this decision to put a woman on the ticket. Let's start from there. Then let's talk about the Women's Bank. But also, let's dissect the 24-hour economy and how it can practicalize shared dreams, as both men and women of Ghana. Like I told you, maybe a mason. We better good news ni na dia ko.
Oh dia ko. Me do ase ye wie dwumadi na mesa ba nchen na ya toa ye nkomo no so. Si antoa so TV so e be ko the lounge na ya ko di nkomo.
Couch, ye be ko couch.
Eh be say yeah. Man kari ye kra. Eti na be kan lounge was say eh nya. Anyway, I was at TV XYZ studio at a power 97.9. Yemfad Nia or Catwa, Emra Sana Mahandi over at the Ama Ajimania Power Day or the Power Mid Morning Ebramo, Power 97.9. But Sabre, Yasha Wunafe, final speaker, Yadin Bekasano, Yanten and Kanafe, Yemfa, Nina, into a Semra, Naria, Ewo. Jumedia Yiswo or Power 97.9 and a TV XYZ. But who said, Minion said, Jenny Bakubisu Ase. Ono was a chabebre. Edited our Gabriel. Oh, a Jania Kosia. Mr. Gabriel Arthur. Yeah, the Kosia. Didn't I hear who they are Koso? It do Okame Bruno. One Casa Shamaso. Now, family baby. I was here in Hebrew. That's how come Bruno. Mekao. When you bebru. When you short Mekao. I was here my nibre. Okay. Yeah, I was here. I was here my nibre. Oh, wow, shed the Akoya. Wow, shed the Koya. Obi ni ho betini ede kukudro apem wakase. Oh, bibia ye okay. How? Ahin oute. Ede ntina bibia ye okay. Se obi wa no kra kasa no kra no. Be hu usu ne wo ban. Yeah, it will be one Okasawa. What do you want? What for Yame Casava? Etienne Jumadia Ocean Musadia and Dian on Becan, a bit my boy, dear Hotabo, my Ghana. Well, the vision, especially manifesto, youth manifesto on Babel Lunch. Yeah, ready a woman. Eti, Edina, your Korean, so sending Ama practical, it's acquire good. Yeah, Edina, Yaba, Hebeti, ready a woman, and my Edina. Now you do home come up. I mean, find your chat woman. Na fe yemfa enkomo no na re ajuma obetwa be kakra and also King Nicholas na ho montwa be kitu e just two more speakers na fe ye de ni nyina aba na re aja wodi ye frame me Franco Usuamu ado we so for na do na frame me Bravo me a youth commander e wa brem but we a prayer warrior that said no won ni nti na make sa no unse me ne afa me de twa mu no ne wo koforidua okay and if say wo hwe emabu na pie ba abonten me de twa mu no e wo koforidua na wo se mabunu nani abre where your NDC mabunu na say mabunu no Ghana mabunu this election is not about NDC MPP wow eye Ghana for ne MPP for na e elections we because ye sebre ya ne amfiri sa ban we nsam a mabunu ne ani da so hwe na no me krom abrem emamu wa bi ko bu obi dani eko wi ana mo ko mo anya hwe no ano anwa mo no mo tete koi I am telling you this aban we ebridi akromfo etene mabunu into akromfo wow and this hwe ebin see da o say yes say there be at the etene say youth and sports yes for the first time and I had to say aban bi say orte sports ministry no every youth ne ho na ya mabunu ne nko ani da so if you see a woman, me am sphere here to aba. Minte say yes, say ye launch youth manifesto. Eti no kwenti. You know, unwa ho keka me dia begina ha. Me ho yira me. Me pesa me TBB na me ko bo emabunu na mane because for a very long time ye need aso asan. Na nka ye nim se Ghana eno ano no because udu me mantemu a abrem ne nimpesu aso now. Enkrofo timi ko bu asori den ni e ko wi antwene. No, I'm telling you. As a baraka. Me se mabunu no eni adwuma. You need a swassan. She uko duru baby no be catcher or say, na o mami near fu and no busan say, assassin who are called no busan say the yefun pine shen me. I am a youth, my young willing some juma. But where are the jobs? John Mahama may need a so, and trust me, ye near brew, ye pesi a tiddy, wom ya tibi. Na ye be tibiaka home. Na yen ye home ambassadors this time, ye be buana ya CV Ghana. Mamin salute to Commander Pablo. Under his leadership, with his youth working committee, I'll come in Tadano. And then you Commander Pablo Kaja said, His Excellency John Mahama Beko Bukom, boxing arena, or better not be a Yaboku to way. Now, what shared him some man for a better question about to say, I deal with what he boxing. Now, other than no man see that way about because His Excellency John Dramani.